Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to week 4 of Runeterra Academy's Freshman League. Tonight, we are in Division 2. We're going to be watching the Shogun Hunters taking on the Big Duck Entourage Shaman. I am Tajagawa, or Taj for short, joined on the desk by Wee Wizard. Wizard, how are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good, and I'm excited for this match. I think Vex is enabled, but I'm not positive. I have been seeing her a little bit in my ranked games, both to my despair and my teammates. However, she does seem pretty interesting. I wonder if either team is going to be pulling her out tonight. It's a little doubtful, but you never know.
Yep, it's always the question of, especially in a league like the freshman league, as opposed to maybe the senior or the junior, it's going to be comfort picks as opposed to, trying to stick to the meta for the most part.
Right.
So as long as somebody, no-lifed Vex in their normals since her release, then it's certainly possible that we may see that showing up. Yeah, like I said, this is the Shogun Hunters, I believe, starting on the blue side, going up against Big Duck Entourage Shaman on the red side. We did see Big Duck Entourage Druid play in week 2. Now we see their counterpart team down in Division 2 as opposed to Division 1 playing tonight against the Shogun Hunters.
Yep, absolutely. We do have a very nice match ahead of us. Looking forward to seeing how these teams are going to draft and what sort of synergies we might be seeing. I know Jarvan has been seeing a lot of play, especially in the lower um, division brackets, and gotta say he is pretty fun to watch, especially when he goes for those early ganks or counter juggling opportunities just because of his early pressure.
Yep, and I wouldn't be too surprised if we do see some explosive picks like that Jarvan. Maybe try to get some early pressure going on, particularly because both of these teams are at the top of their division, sitting 3-0 over the past 3 weeks. However, Shogun Hunters have not played as many games as Big Duck Entourage Shaman. I'm assuming that's because of possible forfeit situations, etc. So technically, as far as experience goes in Runeterra Academy,
The Vex fan.
Big Duck Entourage Shaman do have the advantage, but we are now getting into pick and ban. Phase 1 bans for the side of Shogun Hunters being the Amumu, the Camille, so waiting on the last. Malzahar and Vex so far banned away by Shaman.
Yep, so pretty standard stuff. The Immobile ban after his mini rework, Amumu's been pretty dominatory in jungle and even support in some cases. And just getting that massive team fighter out of the way, as long as Sejuani, both of them fulfilling pretty similar roles. As you know, the tank jungler with lots of CC and damage attached to them. Looks like Big Duck Entourage are really trying to avoid these tank junglers just CCing the heck out of you.
Yep, and it looks like a full mid focus coming out from the side of the Entourage, the Malzahar, and the Aurelian Soul banned away. I do want to comment on that Amumu ban. Amumu is now sitting at the highest presence champion here in the Freshman League at a 74.7 pick ban rate. So that really goes to show how much Amumu has entered the Rift since Riot has made those changes.
Yep, and it definitely no surprise. What is a surprise is first pick Shen on the side of Shogun Hunters.
Yeah.
Definitely an interesting first pick, right? Usually you save first pick for something that's priority, like Zhao or Viego, or trying to get an early bot pressure, with a support or an ADC. But seeing the first pick Shen is pretty interesting, especially because there's so many counter picks and ways to play around it from the side of the shamans. So I mean, it's interesting to see how this draft is going to shape up. And yeah, there's the Mordekaiser, the classic Shen counter, and so that top lane is going to be pretty rough for the Shen because he decided the first pick on the side of the blue.
Yep, Mordekaiser also a high presence champion, sitting right behind Amumu, second place at 53.01%. And I do want to point out that this is not just Mordekaiser. This is Mordekaiser in the hands of Big Duck Entourage Shaman's top laner, Solus. Solus, who was week 3's top laner of the week. going 10-0 and 14 on Ornn, and then 12-0 and 4 on Aatrox in the team's 2 games last week. So personally, I would have loved to sit back a bit on the top lane pick for the side of Shogun, see if you can try to force it out of Shaman earlier, and then get that counter pick. Because if Solus shows up the way they did last week, you're going to need every advantage you can in that top lane.
Yeah, and absolutely. And I'm pretty sure every one of us has faced off against the Fed Mordekaiser, and it is not fun. If he can, get pressure on the Shen pre-level 6, get the solo kills, and get the jungle pressure. Once he hits level 6, he's going to be pretty unstoppable, especially in the 1v2s when you can, ult the jungler, take them out, then kill the Shen on the back end. Easy double kill. And Mordekaiser is going to be a pretty big threat, especially, with the Zac jungle, right? Zac and Shen, they don't really have the damage to shut down the Mordekaiser in the 1v2 or in the 2v1. So Mordekaiser has a pretty free lane, I would say, in this top side to exert pressure on the Shen and prevent him from making Stand United plays across the map.
I want to touch on that Trundle. Trundle currently sitting at the second highest win rate as far as champions go in the Freshman League at 90%. So that's really influential, and
Wow.
I like it coming right after the Shen pick as well, because Shen's gonna be a tanky champion, right, especially the Zac as well.
And
Trundle goes slurp on those resistances, and he's good to go. A Kindred ban after Zac was already locked in. Any thoughts? Do they think maybe Kindred bot?
I guess it's the Teemo mid ? I don't know. Teemo is such a weird ban. But the Kindred, I have no clue. It could have been maybe Kindred mid. I think I've seen it a little bit. Whether it's good, I don't know. But I do like the Samira Yasuo bans from the side of Shogun, and we're actually going to see Zed Lucian on the side of the Shamans. So I don't think I've seen Trugge on the Zed, but maybe he's going to whip out some, Z99 montage plays, and he's going to have to, right? He's against the Kassadin. He has to make stuff happen early. He has to get the lead and prevent the Kassadin from scaling. And I think that's a Zed favorite matchup, at least early. Once it hits level 6, Zed should be able to deal big damage. And, with the help of, Nautilus, Trundle, they do have a pretty solid front line. The only thing I would say that Shaman are lacking are consistent DPS, and that may be where Shogun Hunters shine, right? They have the Kai'Sa, they have the Kassadin. Kassadin, I wouldn't say he's consistent damage, but once he gets to the level 11, he does have pretty decent damage output.
Yep. Yeah, and quick note, we have heard in the lobby that the Teemo, the Kindred, the Aurelion Sol, and the Vex bans are all placeholders for no bans. Sounds like probably there's some logistical or some sort of issue going on, possibly going against a rule book, which would force them to only have 2 bans or maybe one.
Okay.
I'm assuming that's what it was. Unfortunately, we don't have any official word on it at the moment here in the caster desk. But yeah, touching upon these team comps, the Kai'Sa and the Kassadin, it's kind of a weird 5v5 in my opinion, looking at Shogun, because you have a Shen and Zac up at the front, then you have a Kai'Sa and a Kassadin, and you have a Nami, which is kind of protect the carry or something. But then for carries, you have a Kai'Sa and a Kassadin, neither of which I think of as the best kind of front to back carries in a team fight, because they kind of want to go in a way. But then you have the Shen and the Zac to hold up front with the Nami to support a carry, and I find those two kind of mismatching the rest of the team comp.
Yeah, the one thing I wanted to say was I do think that Shaman have the advantage early and pretty heavily, right? From what I can see, they have 3 winning lanes, right? Obviously, Mordekaiser has the push on the Shen post level 2. Lucian, Nautilus should have push on the Kai'Sa, Nami from the get-go, I believe. And, Zed should have pressure on the Kassadin early as well. So this Trundle has the map, right? He has the map early. And against the Zac, he doesn't have to worry about the 1v1 at all. So Trundle should have full reign over this map. Maybe go for an invade, maybe go for double scuttle. if he has the lane prio, which he should. You
Hmm.
can also go for early dragons, and these are the things you have to do from the side of Shaman when you're facing a sort of scaling comp, right? You have the Zac, you have the Kassadin, Kaisa, all of these scale really well into the mid game, and with a Shen Shield on top of it, you really need to have a lead just to make sure you don't fall off.
Hmm. Yeah, it's no Jarvan, but going back to what you said, you were expecting maybe some high impact early game picks. There's the Trundle in this situation, basically fulfilling exactly that. And so with 3 winning lanes and, or I guess from the side of Shogun, 3 losing lanes and a jungler who is in a tough spot, what do you think Shogun's approach should be to try to take this game out of the hands of Shaman? Because it looks like it's in their hands from draft.
Well, the thing is, you have a Zac, right?
Hmm.
So the great thing about Zac is you have the losing lanes, but that means the enemy laners are pushing in. And
Ah,
with the Zac, you have one of the best ganks of any
yeah.
jungler ever, right? You can E in from from Narnia, and they won't see you coming. So as the Zac, you really just have to gank bot, get this Kai'Sa ahead, gank mid, get the Kassadin ahead, top lane you kind of like as I said, Mordekaiser are pretty easily 1v2s, the Zac and the Shen, so you kind of just have to leave Shen to his own devices. But you definitely want to be ganking mid and bot, trying to get your carries ahead pretty much.
Hmm.
And just hope that Shen gets to level 6 without imping his ass.
Yeah. Yeah, I could say a tough prospect going up against Solus after what we've seen from that player. Um,
unless Shen brings Ignite. If he brings Ignite, then he has kill pressure on the
oh,
Mordekaiser.
mhm.
But I guess we'll see in a couple minutes.
Yep. And then
But
just
if he takes TP, he has no lane prio whatsoever. He just auto loses.
hey, maybe that's his job. Maybe that he's
No,
the
yeah, for
punching
sure,
bag for this game.
exactly.
All right. Additionally, kind of a lack of attack damage on the side of Shogun, and then conversely, kind of a lack of magic damage. You only have one primary source of physical and magic damage, respectively, for these two teams in the Kaisa and the Mordekaiser. So we'll have to see if that
Yeah,
comes into play. Itemizing for the rest of the team, but then maybe the Mordekaiser can kind of get some sneaky damage in on you after you stacked armor when he lands
yeah,
those Qs on
it's tricky. The great thing about this for the tank's perspective, especially
you.
the Zac, is you can build armor and then you can build an Anathema's chains for the Mordekaiser, and that's
Hmm.
pretty much one of the best uses of Anathema's chains, just because out to single out the single damage dealer of the opposite type, for example, the Mordekaiser, and say,
Hmm.
okay, you're dealing 30% less damage to me regardless, and then I'll just stack armor for the Trundle Zed Lucian, and
Hmm.
then I'm pretty really tanky. Now the problem with that is Mordekaiser, right? He's dealing max HP true damage,
Hmm.
or sorry, max HP magic damage, and then true damage from Riftmaker. So it really adds up. And then conversely, on the other side, you're mostly AP, and AP itemization is pretty bad. So
Yeah.
they could have an advantage in that sense. And maybe Cassidy gets a lead, and it's even harder. If he has a Medjai, he's gonna have so much AP that your MR is pretty useless. But with that said,
Yeah. That's how the cards are dealt so far this game. Though not necessarily, because that makes it sound like everything was up to chance. That is how the cards were intentionally drawn here in Champ Select here. Shogun Hunters on the blue side going up against Big Duck Entourage Shaman on the red side. It's week 4, Division 2 of Runeterra Academy's Freshman League. Stick with us. We'll be getting to you on Summoner's Rift right after this break. Welcome to Summoner's Rift, ladies and gentlemen. We're here in week 4 of Runeterra Academy's Freshman League. Big Duck Entourage Shaman on the red side, all heading down the bot lane, going up against Shogun Hunters on the blue side. This looks like a bush cheese if I've ever seen one. There's a ward, and they will be spotted out.
Are my items bugged?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
All right.
man.
Technical difficulties here on I'm assuming, on Riot's side. Thank you very much. Not our
Yeah,
side. Riot, hello.
this
I
happened to
don't.
me last time too.
I think.
Basically, I can't see items. I can't see the correct kills or gold. Whatever, it's all good.
Oof.
Anyway, I love seeing a little bit of cheese.
Yeah.
Always, always invade. And one thing to notice, we were talking about this in Jam Select. Shen doesn't have ignite, so he
Mhm.
basically has to perma give up wave pressure. The one thing I do like is you notice, you do see he put his sword a little aggressively. You can see the blue dot on the minimap.
Yep.
He placed his sword aggressively, which gives him a little bit more prio in lane. He can get a pretty favorable level 1 trade because of it, but it's really not going to help him in the long run. Once it's level 2, level 3, Mordekaiser just has perma prio. There's a nice trade coming out, level
Yep.
1. And that's 149,
49,
150.
150, 51. Sorry, just helping out our producer.
And this is pretty much the only time that Shen has the lane prio because, even with that trade, Mordekaiser has the advantage.
Mhm.
But
Yep.
looking at the junglers, we do see Trundle going for a 3-camp clear. It's a little interesting, especially considering he has the wave pryos in all 3 lanes.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure what he's planning on doing with this clear. Maybe he's pathing back upward for a 5-clamp or a 5-camp.
Mhm.
We'll just have to see what he decides to do with that. Oh, what
There's
a
Dredge
hook.
Line is going to land in the bot lane. It's a root and an ignite onto X Snip to flash forward by Abyssal Muley. First blood already in 2.5 minutes. Lucian getting the first kill for Big Duck Entourage Shaman. Elastic Slingshot in the top lane will not land. 2 flashes come out of both top laners, and no blood will be spilled up there.
Yeah, I mean, look how low that Shen is. And look how low the Mordekaiser is. If the Shen had Ignite, maybe they could have made something happen there.
Mhm.
That is something you have to weigh. Oh, Trundle on the bot side forcing a flash from Accelerate. 309, 3010.
10, 11.
And this is the pressure from the Zed we're seeing in the mid lane, right? Look at
Yeah.
that poke
Woo!
damage coming down onto the Kassadin.
Mhm.
If you know, the Zed does have Ignite, so Kassadin needs to be really careful of his bursts. And he does have the TP back, which looks like he's going to do now. That is one benefit for the side of Shogun. They do have 2 TPs
Mhm.
to 1. But look at the Zac here, looking for top lane play.
Yeah, spotted on the ward though, so looks like the trip will be for naught. And I do want to say that you did mention how you, excuse me, an ignite on the Shen would have given more lane prio, but I will say that with the situation that the junglers are in, that we went over in draft, Lendl basically has free reign to do whatever they like in the jungle. The teleport on the Shen will, in a way, counteract that. It's like, okay, the jungler can go anywhere they want, but now I have teleport instead of ignite, and so now I can, along with Stand United. So that may help to alleviate any concerns that Shogun may have had about Lendl simply having their way with all sides of the map.
Yeah, of course. The main thing about the Shen having TP over Ignite, it just means he has to play, extra safe in lane. He cannot, trade heavily or go for all ins because he's not going to win them. Like, it's just, like, even if you're the best Shen in the world, right? You're ex Petu, it's not going to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Mordekaiser just stat checks you so hard that without Ignite, it's just not realistic. So the Shen is basically has to get to level 6 and make plays happen on the other side of the map.
But he
But you
doesn't.
see, even with that play, he just loses it on
Yeah.
the way out.
Woo!
And the Mordekaiser sustain from his W shield and healing,
Mm-hmm.
it adds up.
So T Wayne just sitting in that bot
Oh
mid bush.
wait,
Oh, dang, I
The
missed it.
outplay from Ganondorf. Hey, I eat my words, okay? Better Shen can win it.
Yeah, well,
um,
it looked like maybe Solus got a little careless with the trades there. You're thinking, I'm the
yeah,
Mordekaiser,
I
you're
think
the Shen.
so. Maybe a little bit of overconfidence. Oh yeah, it's just a item bug.
Yes, solo kill to Ganondorf on Solus, who we had our eyes on coming into this. But it
Yeah,
looks like,
absolutely.
yeah.
Definitely proving me wrong there. Right as I was talking all about the ignite. So definitely well played from the Shen. He does have level 6, looking for those crop map plays. Whether Trundle decides to go for this early dragon, looks like he is going to go back after he clears the ward. And with the mid prow, the bot prow, I think it's definitely realistic
Mhm.
to go for this dragon. And
Yeah, there's action in the bot lane.
oh, there's the Shenar.
Yep, Stay United is coming out. T-Wayne is very low. Taunt has yet to come out. The Aqua Prison will miss. T-Wayne is falling not back, but forwards toward the enemy's bot tier 1 tower. In the meantime, Dragon has been abandoned by the side of Shaman. T-Wayne will fall. Abyssal Mew Life gets away. And it looks like Shogun now will turn their attention towards this Infernal Drake.
Yeah, that was a great play. Zach coming in hot with the Stand United on the Shed. And that's going to be the Infernal Dragon over to the side of Shogun. Mordekaiser is going to be pushed to the top lane, but the TP probably going to come out from Ganondorf to catch that wave. Yeah, there it is.
Immediately. Mm-hmm.
It's funny that you said immediately because that's one of Shen's quotes. Of like the 5 that he has, one of them is immediately.
If flight travels so fast, how come it's never caught a ninja?
True, true. You're
Uh,
already dead. You just haven't caught up yet.
All right. So I never ran through rosters, and that's why I've been kind of tripping over names. So I guess I'll do that now. Ganondorf in the top lane on the Shen, possibly Lemon, the jungler for the side of Shogun. Not a bad guy. Their mid laner, Accelerate in the bot lane, supported by X Snips. Solus, the big bad Solus we've been talking about, is a top laner for the side of Shamans. Lendol, the jungler, Trudge in the mid lane, Abyssal Mew Life on the Lucian as the ADC, T-Wayne, the Nautilus, the support. And that's our matchup for tonight.
Yeah, and I wanted to note this. Cassian doing pretty decent in the mid lane. He survived to his level 6, and now he's doing pretty well against the Zed, right? Look at the health. There's not much difference in there. And Zed not able to pick up an early lead may start to fall behind once we get into the mid game as Cassian starts scaling into his items and power spikes.
Yeah, I will say some clearly cut CS deficits in these two solo lanes. Trudge up 20 over Not a Bad Guy. A very similar story up in the top lane. So, on paper, well, not necessarily on paper, because if you look at KDs now, you have the solo kill on the Shen in the top lane. But, judging off of CS as is, what's a losing lane? Usually check the CS, who's being pushed in, who's having control of the lane. And you would say it is the side of Shogun on the losing side. Out comes a death mark from Trudge, a flash away, just trying to dodge some skill shots coming through. Trudge still alive, not a bad guy. Rift walking forward. It's going to be secured kill by the Cassian. Meanwhile, we have action in the top lane. Solus has used a death throw on Ganondorf. Ganondorf can do nothing. There's a shadow dash and a flash out of the obliterate. Solus keeping up chase, has flash, is not
Wow.
going to expend it. There it
Uh-oh.
is coming out. Ganondorf may fall here, but in
Oh,
comes possibly
no.
Lemon on the elastic slingshot. A chilling smite to try to secure the kill on the chase. Let's bounce. We'll finish off the Mordekaiser. And Solus now 0-2-0 in the top lane. Big plays coming out from Shogun all across the map, specifically the mid and top lanes.
I mean, Ganondorf, that taunt was something dreams are made of. Wow, the patience, absolutely incredible. And Solus again getting a little bit overconfident and not, didn't have any vision, didn't see the Zac. Even if he managed to escape, the Nami was right there, to clean up. And things are slowly starting to shift away from Shaman. Right, they had this early dominance, just based on composition, and they're really falling behind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
I mean, you have a kill on Kaisa, CS lead up on the Lucian, right? You have a kill on the Kassadin, kill on the Zac, kill on the Shen. Um, the only benefit for the side of Shaman is they have the CS difference, which is making them have a little bit of a gold advantage despite being
Oh,
down 6 kills.
yep.
Or sorry, it's only 3 kills because my thing's bugged. It shows double kills for some reason. I don't know why, but
Huh.
they're down 3 kills.
Honestly, actually, CS difference is there. Gold difference is not. Mid and top lane are practically even in gold. But I suppose
Oh,
that
right,
is,
right. I
yeah,
forgot my gold is
the gold is
doubled
bugged
as
too.
well. What are your 2 golds?
uh, Shogun have 15.3k.
Oh yeah.
Shamans have 15.7.
Okay, but it's still a gold lead to Shaman, right? Okay.
Yeah, but just barely. Well, particularly
Yeah.
in those solo lanes, it's practically even despite the CS
Yeah.
differences.
Because of you have the 30 CS difference toward Mordekaiser. Ooh, Zach. Oh
Going in all the
no.
way on the back. Trudge forced to
Dead.
flash away. A ward is down. They do have
Oh,
vision. Ooh.
Riftmaker. They're the Rift walk in the wrong
Yep.
direction.
Zed does not go out where they thought they would go. Not a bad guy over the wall, but Trudge simply going deeper down river to the awaiting arms of T Wayne, and you'll get that. They'll get out of there alive.
Yeah, as we were talking about, this Zach is just all over the place.
Mhm.
Um, ganking nonstop. Look, he's right back on the Zed. No, okay, that would have been a little overzealous. But you do have this Mountain Dragon coming up 3 seconds, and it looks like Shaman have no way of contesting this. Is there's going to be more free objectives over to the side of Shogun. That's going to be their third objective after Infernal Drag and Rift Herald.
Yep. That does mean we will look at an Ocean or a Cloud Soul this game. Resident Sleeper in chat.
Ocean Soul would be so disgusting for Shogun.
Oh,
Oh my
oh
gosh.
yeah.
With Kassadin? It's Ocean Oh
Uh-oh.
my god, Kassadin.
And then, yeah,
Oh
the tanks
my.
too. You're not going to burst them
Yeah,
down. Ocean
exactly.
Soul.
The Shen and the Zac. This is really nice. Looking at Lendl here, going for the counter jungle on the top side,
Mhm.
taking away the blue in the ground. You see the Zac down, taking the dragon. You have to counter jungle, get the small leads. Trundle going to get a small CS advantage because of this, just because he's taking over possibly Lemon's jungle, and then he's going to go back and take his own jungle. So obviously he's double dipping in that rotation of camps.
Mhm.
And Mordekaiser getting some plates in the top lane, very very good. He's 0-2, but he still has such a strong um, gold advantage. Is it? Do
Yep.
you see 1.2k as well advantage?
Um,
Or is
no,
it 6?
it's come up to about 800 gold now in favor of the Mordekaiser.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, those plates were juicy.
Yeah, exactly. And he's sitting on that's probably Riftmaker. I would say. I don't know what items he has.
Flash comes out and a very late death charge, but out comes the culling. Is it going to be enough? No, it's not. A beautiful tidal wave is going to interrupt that, and Abyssal is brought very low. Accelerate stepping forward, but will be rooted. Stand United being channeled by Ganondorf. The Aqua Prison will catch the Nautilus. A beautiful flash shadow dash will catch the Lucian. Double kill, not double kill, 2 kills for the side of Shogun in the bot lane. All in all, beautifully played by the bot and top laners of the team.
Yeah, wow. This Shen all over the map, bot lane, getting them snowballing ahead. Even has a 150 gold shutdown on this Shen. Pretty spicy. But he is very very low on CS. That's just the Shen.
Shed
That's
life.
just what happens when you play Shen, right? I've played Shen and I've had like 3 CS per minute. It's the sacrifices you make for your team. Wow, flash in from Kassadin.
Electrocute, just not enough. That's the feels bad, man.
Yeah, dangerously close to just killing the Zed outright. That was pretty big damage. Wow.
Oh, T Wayne wants none of that apparently, but now it is a 3v2 down here. T Wayne has no flash, death charge was already used, so no great engage to get in there. Things could get weird here if they're not careful. They have sight on Ganondorf. The dredge line will land on the terrain instead of the Shen. And
Yeah, look at this Mordekaiser pushing in multiple waves that are just going to be going into the abyss. 140 CS to 68. That's almost 100 CS up. Flame Horizon on Solus potentially. It's going for the wolves.
but he is deep in enemy territory at the moment with no backup. Does have Death Realm available should the need arise. There's a Rift Walk coming through. Not a bad guy trying to stay on top of Electrocute proc. A beautiful Death Scratch to try to buy some time. The Tidal
Oh,
Wave
not
will
done.
land, and this is likely the end of it all for Solus. Misses the Obliterate onto X Snips. What do you know? It's the Mordekaiser ulting the support. You hate to see it, but sometimes that just has to happen. Trudge might get
Wow,
mixed
we
in on this.
almost
In
killed
the meantime,
Snips. Oh,
there's going to
death
be a
mark.
death mark. He's going to get the kill on the support. Ganondorf, meanwhile, in the mid lane. The Shen being 2v1. Zed just trying to get out of there alive. Not a bad guy. Steps up, but not enough health to stay alive. Not enough health on Trudge. It will be the Zed surviving, but Ganondorf, the top laner, falls in the mid lane to Lendl and T-Wayne. But all in all, it's a 2v1, a 2-for-1 in favor of Shogun on the map.
Yep, and gold's still pretty much even. It's just the CS differences, despite being down so many kills. Um, Especially top lane, that CS difference is like 80 at this point. And mid lane 20, bot lane pretty much even, with the assistance of Nautilus's Relic Shield. And it looks like Shogun are going to be going for this Rift Herald potentially, marking their 4th objective of the game. And Ocean Dragon coming up in 45 seconds. If Shogun can secure this, that is going to be Soul Point. And as we were talking about, this Ocean Soul is so powerful on their composition with this Kassadin on the peak of level 11. You have the tanks that can use this the sustain, and overall, it's just not looking too great for Shaman. They really need to make a great play using Vision, and we'll just have to see if they manage to do that around this objective coming up in 15 seconds.
Yep, but it's going to be
They
so
are in
tough.
position, right? They do have
Yeah.
some vision control set up.
All right, Trudge out in front. Out comes a shadow. It's not enough as he becomes out. Deathmark onto X Snips. His Pot 11 out front. A Tidal Wave only catches one. Possibly 11 and Accelerate are brought low. Abyssal Muline flashes forward. There's a Death Roam used on Accelerate. Shen comes through with the stand united. A beautiful Let's Bounce in the back line catches 3. Solus will find the ADC, but it looks like the fight might be going the way of the Shamans. Shut down possibly Lemon and Accelerate falling for the side of Shogun, and this will mean the Dragon goes over to the red side.
Yeah, wow. I mean, we were talking about making a play based on vision, and that's exactly what happened, right? Shogun going for that Rift Herald, they were forced to walk in blind, and they fell into a trap set up by Shaman, and that is going to be, 2-4-0, I believe, and first Dragon for the side of Shaman.
Not a bad guy, and Solus kind of squaring off.
Now they do get top turret off that,
Yeah.
which is a pretty good trade, especially with the big gold over to Kassadin. He is level 11, 2 kills. What mythic did he go? Because I can't see.
He hasn't completed Mythic yet.
Oh, he hasn't.
No, Caston's sitting
Okay.
on a Lost Chapter and a Blasting Wand.
Okay, so probably Everfrost, I would guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. Is that what that builds into? I'm still
mean,
learning builds.
They all build from the same stuff. But
Okay, so yeah.
I mean, Lost Chapter and Blasting Wand, that's like 5 different items.
Yeah. But yeah,
I'm pretty sure all the mythics build out of that, but maybe I don't play mages.
Smoke.
But that is a pretty big fight, and the gold still pretty much even.
Casting what Luden's Echo or Tempest.
Okay, so that's
they
I
renamed
think
it.
that's actually good because it does give him the flat magic penetration he needs to pop the solution, the Zed, and the Mordekaiser. If the Mordekaiser doesn't build MR,
Yep. Lendl out in front, down to below half health. Just onto Trudge. Trudge just wants to get out of there. He doesn't want to square off with Ganondorf. In comes T-Wayne up from the top side jungle to try to buy some space. It will. But mid lane tier 1 is down, and that surrendered so much objective control to the side of Shogun.
yeah, absolutely. And just looking at the vision control across the map, we do see lots of wards, and that's what I like. Right, I like when supports are able to place down their wards. Especially when both teams have vision in the river, because it leads to these sort of mini skirmishes. When you see this Nautilus, he's going to clear vision, forced to flash away, just trying to do that. He's actually gonna die. Yeah, wow, he's just gonna die.
A wasted death charge too, I think.
Yeah, maybe just Baron coming up in 5 seconds. They should have the DPS with Kaisa. Does she have Kraken Slayer? Or...
No one's finishing their mythics. Kaisa doesn't have.
It's because I think 20 minutes. What the heck?
Kaisa did go the route, finishing off that serrated Dirk early to try to get early pressure. some
Okay.
sneaky damage up front. But no. And a Vampiric Scepter as well. So is that Shield Bow?
Oh, shield bow. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's fine. There is a Zed on the enemy team. You don't
Yep.
want to. There's no point getting greedy with unnecessarily. Oh,
Death
forcing the
Mark
calling
calling.
out and the death mark.
Yeah.
That's
Not
pretty
enough
good.
to finish off. Not a bad guy. Baron Nashor goes over to the side of Shogun Hunters. And they're not sitting on a comfortable goal lead, but all in all, they have just shown that they are the ones in control of the game right now.
Yeah, that should be I think 1.5K gold lead. I would say an advantage of Shaman. Wow, Cassidy.
That was a. And there's a route as well onto Accelerate. Out comes a pillar. Stand United. Try to keep the ADC alive. It's interrupted by Solus. Tidal Wave will come out. It's going to catch one, but no follow-up. But that was just... Oh, look at that damage coming out from the Void Zeke onto Abyssal Mew Life. There's a kill. Accelerate will finish him off. T-Wayne just trying to get away. Elastic Slingshot is going to make sure that does not happen. A double kill for the Kaisa.
I mean, shield bow and no shield bow.
Yeah.
Lucian, you're dying. Yeah, I mean, I do want to point out that there's so much AD damage from the side of Shaman. Cassidy could realistically just go for the Frozen Heart build, and he would be so tanky, with the exception of the Mordekaiser. But it's easy to kite the Mordekaiser as a Cassidy. Even in the Death Realm, you should be able to just run circles around him. So getting that armor and the extra mana should be so useful for Cassidy.
Mm-hmm. It looks like, however, Cassidy will be foregoing that. Does already have the Ether Wisp and the Sheen picked up, so it looks like a Lich Bane section.
Yeah, Lich Bane.
Mm-hmm. Which makes sense.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I guess that's fine for the better one-shots, I guess.
Yep.
But I think Lich Bane has really fallen in popularity since they nerfed the cooldown to 2.5 seconds. It really hurts.
Oh, it's an annoying item in a way.
I think Echo, he used to build it a lot last season. Yep. Now he just goes Nashor's Tooth.
Mm-hmm. Which is what we see on Solus now.
Yeah.
Which, standard on Mord. But I am kind of surprised that Solus did go for the more aggro item in the Nashor's Tooth rather than maybe something,
Oh, he built Nashor's Tooth?
Yeah, Nashor's Tooth second. I was expecting something a bit more defensive.
Yeah, if you build Nashor's, you're so squishy. Which is the bad thing. It no longer gives CDR. It's just pure offensive stats, and as a bruiser, it doesn't help you much.
That's big damage coming from that isolated Q. In comes the Elastic Slingshot, will catch two. It's the Death Round coming out, cooling as well. A quick kill, Accelerate onto T-Wayne. It's not a bad guy, and Ganondorf into the back line, but it's such a messy fight. Two have fallen on either side. Solus just trying to stay alive. It's the Mordekaiser, that big damage coming through, but Accelerate, the ADC, is still up. That is where the balance can tip, but maybe not for long as Solus stays on top. Plus 700 gold for that kill. The Elastic Slingshot will miss Stand United coming through, but not quick enough as Zac falls into pieces. The Aqua Prison will miss. They're trying to finish off the jungler. Possibly Lemons will fall. Trudge goes forward to try to kill the Nami, but it might backfire. Ganondorf comes out with a Shadow Dash and a taunt. A kill goes over to the Nami, but Solus is still alive, doing his best to 1v2, staying on top of Ganondorf. The passive is not yet procced for the Mordekaiser. There's the kill coming through.
Yeah, but that should be Dragon
4
here to the side of Shogun. Unless it's stolen. Oh, TP coming down.
There's a TP coming through, but not a bad guy. This could get rough, but Solus is low enough that the Cure might be able to be killed. A failed Dredge line catches the wall, and a failed flash as well. Don't like to see that on T-Wayne, but now Lendl has rejoined the fight. Everybody's coming through. Ocean Dragon chipping away. X nips that Dredge line will barely miss. And we're still not sure who the Dragon will go over to. At the very least, Shaman have their jungler.
I think they have Smite. I don't see.
They do have Smite. Lendl does have Smite. Another Dredge line will miss. T-Wayne just doing his best to try to zone them away, but now Lendl's being brought low by not a bad guy. There's the kill. Dragon will reset. Tidal Wave catches the support. Both members of Shaman present fall, and the Ocean Dragon will go over to Shogun Hunters.
Like, if you're gonna die at that point, just finish the dragon, please. No, I'm so sad. All right, Shogun. This is such good news for Shogun. Having that soul point, 4 minutes 30 seconds, right? That Ocean Soul comes up, and you're in such a prime position to take it, right? You have a frankly, a Fed cat. Does he have Dark Seal, Magi's, something
No,
like
did
that?
not go Dark Seal route. He
Okay,
does not have it.
so not as snowbally as he could have been, but he
Mhm.
is fed, right? He has 4 kills, 6 assists. Um, and overall, you have a fed.
Oh,
Oh wow, Mordekaiser
yeah.
gonna get the solo kill here.
Uh,
Um,
that's payback for level 2.
yeah, Ganondorf had the early lead, but Mordekaiser just outscales you. And but this Kassadin's a problem, and
Yep.
especially this Kaisa with the exhaust, it's going to be hard to kill her. And I think it's all really going to boil down to either the dragon fight in 3 minutes or this Baron fight in 30 seconds, right? Because if I'm Shaman, this Baron should be mine, right? Like we have a 3K gold lead, we have a team fighting comp, we have a Fed Kassadin, Fed Kaisa, this should be ours, right? Who's the
Mhm.
main threat from the side of Shaman? It's really just the Mordekaiser, right? Maybe the
Yep.
Zed, but the Zed is he hasn't been doing too good just because there's so much CC on the side of Shogun.
Mhm.
So really, you have so many more threats, right? And when you have the threat advantage, it makes it so much easier to pull off things like this. Especially when Zed's still walking up the river. Now's your prime time to force a fight. Zed's not there, no TP. That's bye bye.
Ooh.
Nautilus.
Yep. T-Wing gets bursted in a second. Solus all alone in the middle of 5. Doesn't even have Death Roam ready. Look at that damage curve
Wow.
from Not a Bad Guy. It's double kill for Accelerate. Not a Bad Guy forcing the issue onto Lendl. As Lendl falls back under tower, Not a Bad Guy can just rift walk on out of there. 3 fall in
Yeah.
barely 20 seconds. And
Fed Kassadin does not care
yeah.
about your shield though.
Yep, sitting on the Lich Bane has the Seeker's Arm Guard complete as well, which is going to be great going up against those AD threats on the side of Shaman. And, 3 losing lanes? What do you mean 3 losing lanes?
Well, that's the thing, right? You had the Zac pressure on the losing lanes, so they didn't actually die, right?
Mhm.
The losing lanes doesn't matter if you don't lose anything, right?
Yep.
Because you lost a little bit of CS because you have to CS under turret, sure, but does that really matter when you have like twice the kills as your opponent?
Mhm.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. Yeah, but look at the board CS though. Oh my god,
Yeah.
134 up. Talk about like taking Flame Rising to the next level. Okay, wait, that's literally 3 CS per minute from the side of Shen. 127, 28 minutes.
That looks like me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, as we stand.
3.3.
This feels bad, man. And,
But hey, lose lane, win game, right?
true.
Sun Tzu.
Hey, we said the Shen was the meat shield today. All right, Trud's going to get caught out by the stretching strikes and the less bounce flashes, but it's to no avail. Solus might get another solo kill up here. There's another bad flash, this time by Ganondorf, and
Hey, this Mordekaiser is big, but I
yeah,
don't think he's not big enough to 1v5.
nope.
And when it's a Fed Kaisa, Fed Kassadin, you're getting so melted. Does what items does Mord have?
Mortar sitting on a Rift Maker, a Gnasher's Tooth, and Demonic Embrace.
Okay, yeah, he needs a spare visage. Otherwise, this.
He did pick up he's sitting on Merc Treads and a Null Magic Mantle, so definitely looks like is
Okay, so
focusing
maybe
for that.
he's going for it. I think he has to, right? This Kassadin and the Kaisa, they're dealing so much magic damage.
Yep.
Um, like you just have to, right? You can't. Even the Gnasher's Tooth, I think, was just a little greedy because you just get insta popped,
Mhm.
and if you're being popped like that, Gnasher's really doesn't provide you what you need
Yep.
in terms of survivability. But pretty much the game here, I would say, decides on this dragon 20 seconds, and they're not in any position to contest this. It's 10 seconds. They're not even moving. Shaman are like if they're walking in now, like 3 seconds before it's up, you can't do that,
Yep.
especially against the Kassadin, right? He's level 16. He's level 16. I mean, it looks pretty lost at this point.
Yeah, let's see what they want to
Dragons,
do. They're
the Dragons
just
here, they're here.
walking right in.
They
They make some
managed to walk
space.
in somehow.
Stand United, there's Rift Rock coming through. Death Charge will catch a Cassin. This is a big damage. Coin coming out, but a stopwatch. It's not a bad guy going. Golden, a beautiful West bounce, and Tidal Wave will catch the whole team. Ganondorf will fall, as will Accelerate. Lendl will be traded off by not a bad guy. It's the Cassidon going to town. A double kill for that champion. Not a bad guy stepping up. Low on mana, however. Triple kill, and there's a W mana bonus. It's kills all around for the side of Shogun, and unsurprisingly,
Okay.
it will take the
I mean,
fight.
that was. I'm gonna be honest with you. That was
Closer
a
than
lot
we
closer
might
than I
have
thought
thought.
it was gonna be. Like, oh my gosh. I mean, that was pretty much like that was as close as it gets from the side of Shaman. I mean, they literally walked in through a choke point. Like, if you're Shogun, how do you even let that happen? Like, you have vision control and you just let them walk in. Um, you have a Cassidon, you have a Nami. Like, that was just
Well,
incredible.
it was
And
a really weird. It's probably one of the strangest league engages I've ever seen, which consisted of
yeah,
a Casted Rift Walk combined with a Stand United.
into
So yeah,
5 people.
the Let's Bounce
Okay.
Tidal Wave did come in a bit later, and
Yeah,
they were both very
yeah.
well
I mean,
placed.
the CC chain is just so gross. I think that's the main reason, right? Like, there's just not enough DPS from the side of Shaman, right? We mentioned this in draft. There's such a burst oriented comp that you have the Lucian, the Zed. They're not like like when you think of sustained damage, you don't think of a Lucian, right? You
Yeah.
think of something like a Jinx, a Kaisa, uh, maybe I don't know who's another a Sivir, right?
Yep.
Maybe not a
Ezreal.
Sivir because she goes assassin. Yeah, Ezreal, right? Things like that that have high DPS, high survivability. Lucian really isn't that. And whoa, was that just an auto, a W
I think
on the
so.
Trundle, and that was like a third of his HP. I mean, I don't want to be like that guy, but I'm pretty sure it's just game over.
Yep.
Level
So
16 Cassidon, Ocean Soul.
I'm gonna try to do some quick maths right now. So Cassidon, with W activated, will do about 700 bonus magic damage. Speaking of magic damage, that's possibly Lemon getting a double kill. Solus now using the Death Realm on somebody. Who is it? It's Accelerate. This might go good, but there's a flash to dodge out Obliterate, and that could mean end of story for Solus as the Death Realm wears off. It's a kill for the Nami. Not a bad guy trying to step forward. It's just Lendl and Abyssal Mew Life underneath the tower, doing what they can to try to stay alive. Somebody tank the tower. Come on, let's go in.
Come on, Zach.
Not the
Take
8.
one for the team. Come on, you have like 3.5k
Hmm.
HP. You can take a couple turret shots.
Alright, but now enemies at the gates for the side of Shaman. Bot lane inhib turret will fall. Bot lane inhib likely falling very soon. 30 seconds on Solus' death timer, and he's really the member of the team that they need to try to fight around.
Right, exactly.
2 inhibitors now down. Full wave, thankfully not Baron up, but Baron does spawn in 10 seconds, and so that story could change very quickly. Let's see. The Void Staff has been completed by the Cassidon. So despite Solus finishing off the Spirit Visage,
Wow.
and we're going to see some more action as T-Wayne steps forward blindly. A Tidal Wave will catch all 4. Not a bad guy into the back line. We'll find the kill onto the Lucian. Trudge just in the enemy's back line, but doing absolutely nothing of consequence back there. There's a Death Realm onto the Cassidon coming out from Solus. There's a beautiful last swing shot, catching 2 in the back line of Shaman. Double kill for Accelerate. Solus, you can't 1v5, my friend. I'm sorry. There's a flash and a death. And Trudge just trying to at least trade it through, but the Crimson Shield, Immortal Shield Bow, will protect the life of Accelerate. And it looks like they're going to try to end right now. No need for the Baron. You have super minions coming in the bottom and mid lanes. At least 10 seconds on death timers. And it looks like Shogun Hunters, despite what we thought in draft, will take game 1 of this best of 3 series over Big Duck Entourage Shamans GG.
Yeah, great match, great gameplay coming up from Shogun, playing safe, scaling, and that's exactly what they did. They had the objective control. They had all these pieces came together to give you a team fighting comp that scales with objective control. And at that point, it's just fantastic execution.
Yep.
Look at the damage charts though.
Yeah.
Wow, that Mordekaiser. Wow.
But all for naught. Win lane, lose game. Better top wins, I
True.
suppose. Yeah, Kassadin doing most damage for the side of Shogun. I suppose no surprise there. Is that Lucian coming through? Yeah, you said not necessarily sustained damage, less than 10,000 damage in the game. Yeah, it's early game was supposed to go the way of Shaman. I would have loved to see Trudge. Actually, we saw how low Trudge was able to get not a bad guy early on in that mid lane. I wanted to see, a W flash ignite and secure that kill, get ahead in the lane. But that did not happen. And then we saw Ganondorf get a solo kill onto Solus early on, and things just simply went into a tailspin from there for the side of Shaman.
Absolutely. And I'm curious how the teams are going to shape up their drafts for round number 2. How are Shaman going to adapt their style? Are they going to try and get some more scaling? Are they going to try to pick something that allows for more oppression early, like something like a Jinzhao or maybe a Volibear for the level 6 tower dives? Because you had these aggressive lanes, but you just weren't able to capitalize them and turn them into objectives. And Shaman are they're on the back foot going into the series.
Right, on the back foot, but not out of it yet. We'll see if the shoe goes on the other foot in the second game of this best of 3 series, which we will bring to you between the Shogun Hunters and Big Duck Entourage Shaman right after this quick break. Welcome back to the Week 4 series, Friday night, freshman night here at Runeterra Academy. We're in Division 2 with the Shogun Hunters going up against Big Duck Entourage Shaman. Shogun Hunters lead this series 1-0 after showing some supreme map control in that last game. Shaman looking to turn things around and bring it to the full series, all 3 games. We'll have to see how they can mix things up in draft. What do you think they might be looking to change first, Mr. Wizard?
Um, I'm not sure it was necessarily the draft, but the
Okay.
execution was a little lacking, I believe. And hopefully they either draft something that scales a little bit better, or they just get maybe a little bit more comfort picks that allow them to execute a little bit more accurately to their comp's designation.
Mm-hmm. Getting to pick bands, we will see the Shen band coming out from the side of Shaman. They do not want Ganondorf taking control of that pick. And unsurprisingly, Amumu will be taken off the table by the side of the Shogun Hunters.
He's so sad. He doesn't even get to be on Wild Rift. Never lucky.
Well, he won't be alone over in the band pool. 4 other
Bible thump in chat for my boy
True.
Amumu.
All right. Second band will be Malzahar. So Shaman have done their homework, and it looks like they are targeting not a bad guy. Though we'll have to see if they do want to take the Kassadin now out of the equation after the Shogun's showing with that champion last game. It does seem to be an evolving ban pool for the side of Shaman. They banned away Shen. That shows they're reacting. Sejuani now banned by Shogun. So they're targeting the jungler in London.
Yep.
Something like that.
They're Shogun are keeping things pretty similar to the first match. They they played it pretty successfully, so they don't need to change too much up. I do like the cast and ban from the side of Shaman.
Yep.
Not a bad guy. Pretty terrifying on that cast. Scaled pretty solidly up to level 16. I didn't think he'd make it that far before the game ended, but once he hit that, it was no going back.
Yep. Now just waiting on this final ban in the first phase from the side of Shogun, and it will be the Camille once again. So they know who they want. They don't think anybody on Shaman, no Mordekaiser ban here. Maybe they're kind of daring Solus to pick that again. Like,
They took Zach away.
Mm.
We liked your composition. We think
Gimme. Zach pick. Do you have any junglers that come into mind for you when you see the Zach pick as to who they might want to counter that with?
I mean, I think most duelist junglers can punish the Zach.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about drafting lane states that don't just suicide into the Zach, right? Like if you're picking something like a set, you have to have something that can back him up, like an Olaf, right? So again, the duelist junglers that can support your laners, because this set, if he can't 1v2 successfully, the Zach is just going to spam gank him over and over. Because Set, he likes to have pressure in lane. That's half of his champion. And but I do like the Olaf pickup. Should put a decent amount of pressure onto the Zac and on the map. The problem with the Olaf is he is a bit lackluster at the moment, and not if it's a comfort pick, then obviously that makes it better. But the thing about Olaf is he's just a little bit worse than other meta junglers. With this Aatrox pickup, that top side of the map from the side of Shaman does look pretty spicy.
Yep.
Aatrox Zac. Wow.
And it is Solus who went nuclear on the Aatrox back in week 3, I believe, or maybe that was week 1 because the record is kind of off. They are 3-0, but they have not played the number of games that you would think from 3-0. But it's also the Soraka. So grievous wounds will need to be purchased by the side of Shogun.
I mean, Zac, Soraka, Aatrox? Nah. I mean, both sides, right? Set, Olaf, Nami, that's also...
True, yeah.
This is a very, very healy game. We got to see... What are some healing mid laners? I don't even know.
Renekton. Koreans are playing him mid.
Oh yeah, maybe like an Echo.
Hmm.
Silas, that's one.
Oh.
Yasuo, Yone, Vladimir.
Hmm.
There we go. There's your composition. Take it.
Zed Yasuo banned away by the side of Shogun. Shaman answer with the Ziggs and the Fizz. So, yep, both teams are like, okay, mid laners, time to narrow down your pool. Kassadin still on the table. Wait, no, they banned him.
Cassidy's
Sorry,
banned.
whoops, I'm dumb. Okay, so 4 mid lane bans coming out from the side of Shaman.
Yeah, and Lucian. I like this pick. Lucian and Tristana, just because they're flexible mid, and it gives you that little slight edge to get the counter pick. In R5, that Shaman, they have to pick, not actually knowing where the solution is going to go, and I don't expect too much action in the bot lane. You do have Soraka, you have Nami, right? So
Mhm.
it's going to be a little bit of a snooze fest unless Nami lands a pretty juicy bubble. I think I'm hoping the solution goes bot against the Jinx. I think so. I'm not the best bot laner just because I don't play that lane as much.
Mhm.
But I think the Lucian can pressure the Jinx early, prevent her from having a free lane, especially with the Nami. You have the bubble, but you do have to be careful of the Zac. He gets level 4 and starts ganking. And there's the Vladimir. Even more
Hey,
healer.
any more healers, Matcha?
Silas from Shogun. Let's go. Come on.
Oh, good. So with the Vladimir pick, do you think they're sending the solution mid or bot?
I think it's more comfort, right? Lucian mid
Mhm.
into a Zac is a little sketchy just because you're by yourself. If you dash in with E, you're gonna have to blow flash, right? So it looks like it's gonna be Lucian bot, as I thought, and it's gonna be Lux. Oh,
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 Xerath left
quick
it.
swap.
All right, so a little bit
Oh,
more
oh boy,
range on the
Seraph
side of
into
Shogun.
Zac.
Yes.
Flash on
So
cooldown.
Shogun
Okay.
is very, very swishy. You have the set and the Olaf, but they're more like they're not tanks, right?
Yeah.
Like they're like bruisers, but they have a more offensive capability, right? They're not like a Zac, which is focused on self peel. They're like aggressive bruisers.
Mhm.
So it's really up to the Nami to sort of peel the solution on Zera. But when you're up against like an Aatrox Vladimir, like it's tough, right? So
Yep.
I'm a little hesitant on the Shogun's draft, just looking at it face value, because in a 5v5, I feel like Shaman has the edge. But, that's obviously factoring in like the scaling on the side of Shaman, right? They
Yeah.
have the heavier scaling. You have the Vladimir, the Jinx, the Aatrox, like your whole team is just hyper scaling, right? Not hyper, but mid late game, you just have so much sustained damage from the Jinx. You have the magic damage, Vladimir, healing Soraka, healing Aatrox. Um, there's just so much AoE damage that it's hard. It's gonna be really hard for Shogun to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. And at least they. Oh no, wait, no. Shaman was the one who used sustained damage last game. They have it. Aatrox Jinx. I mean, Xerath into Zac, man. It's like
Yeah,
with the Vladimir as well. I'm assuming that Vladimir might be taking phase rush. They're going to be dancing around you. So it's going to be so weird, so hard. I think playing that Xerath into this team comp. But it looks like both teams to me are set up for a 5v5. I don't really see any big split push potential for any of these teams.
yeah, right. I agree.
Mm-hmm. So maybe just like last game, we'll see teams contesting over that objective control, trying to set up in their position early in order to force the fight into their favor simply through positioning.
And I do think Shogun, they do have the advantage early in terms of having this aggressive Olaf jungler. You have to set top lane from Lucian bot. Xerath mid probably has push on the Vladimir, and the question is, can they use this early lane aggression to get things done? Right? Last game we had the opposite situation, and it didn't work out for the early game team.
Yep.
So can Shogun make use where their opponents couldn't, or are they going to fall into the same trap?
We'll have to see. And Xerath, okay, I'm gonna keep saying this over and over and over. Xerath has push into Vladimir. Okay, Zac just goes mid, and so,
Yeah, yeah.
I,
Does he? I wonder if he goes barrier here just because of that.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Oh, whoops. Okay, there we go. Sorry. 2 enchanter supports. That's not something you see every day in the same game. Nami and the Soraka coming through. Thankfully, it's not the Soraka Olaf. You know, like what we used to see back when. I think of Worlds. You know, like group stages of like Worlds 2019 when like we were seeing Soraka, Olaf, and just Giga healing coming out. But I was like, that would not be the case today.
Yeah, Soraka healing can be just disgusting, especially with like an Aatrox or a Zac that heals so much already.
And if
it's just like it's like you have a full cup and then you turn the sink on in it, and it's just like overflowing, and you're trying to drink out of it at the same time. It's like you're just spilling water all over yourself. So I expect Shogun aren't going to get very wet.
Moist. And Jinx, you know, as unsurprisingly, it's Jinx. Hyper carry from the back line, but you have a set, possibly R-ing Zac to try to get on top of you, and Olaf just pressing R running at you. As Xerath, you can try to poke you a Q from the back line. Tidal Wave coming at you, and Lucian with a possible, you know, E to get in your face. Do you think, but with the Vladimir and the Aatrox picks, do you really think that Shaman have to try to rely so much on the Jinx to carry these fights, or can they kind of even out everybody's contribution?
I think it really depends where the gold flies early, right? Like obviously Jinx, once she gets 2-3 items, she deals damage, right? Regardless of what happened early game and where she's at. Once she gets a couple of items, she's dealing damage, right? So if you can peel the Jinx that has these 2 items, especially once she gets LDR, then the set and the Olaf can be much less of an issue. You're dealing damage, and contrasting that, you have something like an Aatrox or a Vladimir that they have when you have champs that have a similar game plan like that, it leaves you in a situation where do I peel as the Aatrox Vladimir or do I just go in for myself, right? Because realistically, Zac is your only peel if everyone's playing to their specific game plan, and in that case, Aatrox Vladimir are going all in aggressively. So it really depends, like who is Soraka healing, who's peeling who, or is everybody just playing aggro?
Right. Well, the side of Shaman are going to play aggro in some sense of the word in order to try to keep this series going all the way, because they did not do that enough last game, being able to force their supposedly early game advantages in those lanes. Cost them the game. We'll see if Shogun can shut them out, taking a 2-0 sweep. We'll get right back to you with the possible finale of the series between Shogun Hunters and Big Duck Entourage Shaman after this quick break. Welcome back to Summoner's Rift, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 of this best of 3 between Shogun Hunters and Big Duck Entourage Shaman. They switch sides. It is Shaman now on the blue side, Shogun on the red side. Both teams looking for a 5-point start. No invades this time, unsurprisingly, because we have a Nami and a Soraka as a sports. But yeah. Does not happen.
What?
Testing. Mic test. Hello? Hello, I'm back. Okay. Hopefully you all heard what I was saying, audience, but just in case you didn't, it's Shogun Hunters on the blue side this time, on the red side this time. Shaman on the blue side. Shogun lead the series 2-0. Sorry, not 2-0, 1-0. No spoilers. This is not pre-recorded. This is live. I do not know if it's going to end 2-0. But yep, they want to take it 2-0. Naturally, Shaman don't want that, and it's a 5-point start.
Yeah, absolutely. Just taking a quick look before we get underway, we were noticing the Xerath pick a little bit dangerous into the Zac jungle, especially when you're opting for teleport. Usually you would want to go for a barrier if things are looking a little bit dicey. And, it's Vladimir going for Ignite with Phasers. He's looking to play aggressive.
Yep. Kill lane, as I like to call it. But we're going to see Xerath just kind of sitting back at their own lane. At the very least, giving respect. Hopefully they can do that for as needed throughout the rest of the game. Make sure they don't get caught out front on cooldown.
Right, and with these junglers pathing opposite sides, Zac doing a full clear. That's a little interesting. You don't normally see that from a Zac, but it looks like he's trying to get level 4 as fast as possible so he can start ganking, which is respectable.
Trades in the top lane in favor of the set. Ganondorf on that champion. Now we have Aqua Prison missing in the bot lane. Snips brought low. And it's just some aggressive trades so far everywhere across the map except for the mid lane. T-Wayne brought
wow, what a chunk onto Soraka.
Yeah. PTA proc. Ganondorf going on the Solus. The bone plating doing its work. That facebreaker will land the stun. Solus being brought low, but a canceled auto may mean the Ganondorf can not secure the kill. Oh no! First blood to
W was too tilted. Just like him right now.
Mr. Cannon, Sag. Aqua Prison lands, but Accelerate does not have the Relentless Pursuit to follow that up as much as they might like to. But yeah, first blood to Solus on that Aatrox, and we'll see if Solus can pop off like they did last week. But look at this wave up here in the top lane. Ganondorf brought very low, full grit, but no Haymaker to expend at all. But
He's
now
a gun.
Lendl is here. I'm assuming a last exchange shot is ready to go. Haymaker lands, so at least buy some time. Solus will use the Darkened Blade. That missed. Hello, Umbral Chains misses.
Wait. Okay, that's a grief. They definitely have that from the side of Shaman. But you pop the passive on the Zac. It's very, very good for the side of Shogun. And if you're Ganondorf, you're living there very lucky. But you're gonna be behind. I mean, look at CS. He's 8-16 because he, you can't TP back and then play so aggressively under tower that you get chunked to 1/3 HP, even if you're set, right?
Yep.
You have the HP regen, but you got to be a little bit conservative after you waste your TP.
Yep.
But it is a cannon minion, so he's going to get pretty much everything.
Ooh, a beautiful Aqua Prison in the bot lane will catch both, but there's some traps to make sure that no push forward can come through. T-Wayne very low. Have to try to land those Qs to bring themselves back up to a suitable HP pool. Aqua Prison will land once again. Accelerate going forward with a flash and the Relentless Pursuit. A heal comes out from T-Wayne. T-Wayne flash forward to try to stay alive with barely any health on both.
Literally 5 HP. Still okay, but look at that heal discipline on the side of #1 Simp. Oh my lord.
Yeah.
He was like, support goes down to 5 HP. He doesn't even flinch, rock steady with the heal, respect.
Well, unfortunately, we don't know for sure, but we'll give him benefit of the doubt in respect for being safe with the heal, and not no respect for being selfish with the heal. Solus being brought very low in the meantime. Let's see if he can get out some healing on that Aatrox. Ganondorf won't be brought in by those Umbral Chains. That might have spelled disaster for him there. Haymaker.
Yeah, I mean, look at the item advantage. He has a full whip up on the set. Wow, wow, wow.
Not a bad guy. Has no
They're
mana.
looking for the dive. Yeah, you have to back off. You have the TP. Don't greed for it. Just TP.
So
this is so sketchy.
Going in, Undertow will miss. Possibly this thing looks like it could get ugly for the side of Shogun. Gandalf trying to stay on top, but there's a kill going over to Possibly Lemon, juggling that tower aggro.
You have the TP. Just TP bag. Ouchie, it hurts. Alright. By the way, that's going to be Dragon over to Shogun.
Shaman.
Sorry. It's confusing.
Let's accelerate.
Oh, is he going to get caught? Volcanoes land?
The Dragon. It's going to be Ganondorf falling in the top lane. Fight will start. Accelerate being brought very low. It's a 1v3 now. Sorry, you're on your own. Kill goes over to Lendl. At least it went to the Zac, not the Jinx. But still, you give the Dragon, but if they're going to take the Dragon, you're kind of like, okay, back off. They get the Dragon, but they kind of overstepped, and they still gave a kill anyway.
Bubble lands, big chunk.
No,
but you have the Soraka healing. It's okay. Olaf maybe looking for another play into this Aatrox. He's greeting. You just use Umbral Chains. That's a 20-second cooldown. He's looking around. No vision. Solus
staying way up front. Gandalf stepping forward.
There's
the face breaker. World Ender Pop just for the move speed. We'll be able to get away.
Who is this? Come on, Flash Showstopper. Or he doesn't have Flash, but still Showstopper. Come on.
Yep.
Aggression. Let's see it. Just kidding. It was the right play. You force out the World Ender. Oh, there's the
screenshot will land somehow.
There's the Flash.
That's Vladimir R used as well.
Zac just shows up mid lane. Boom, insta flash.
Constant trades up here in the top lane. A nice haymaker. That's 184 true damage. Solus forced to back away.
Yeah, Bramble Vest on the side of I was gonna say the Bramble Vest. Very good pickup from Seth. Does help neutralize the early Aatrox healing, although as the game goes on, doesn't do as much, but very, very strong right now.
I will say, all you top laners, you may want to close your eyes when Ganondorf does next back, because you may all get triggered if he goes Bramble Vest Ninja Tabby Rush, as he almost dies here. Solus will have Umbro Dash ready to go in just a second. But the Showstopper and possibly Lemon joining the fight. Made by enough time. It is not enough. Whoa. Solus now with some beautiful knockups. Ragnarok pops to try to stay on top. Umbro Chains coming out. No damage. Not enough. Soraka falls down the bot lane as well. It's a 2-for-1 across the map in favor of Shogun. Might be more. There's a beautiful flash to land those stretching strikes, but a flash out of Lemon as well.
Yeah, I mean he did have the bouncy time though.
True.
What's it called? Let's bounce, not bouncy time.
Flash ignite. Will this be the fade away?
Does he get the auto? Yes. Yes. Big shutdown. Dark Seal on Vladimir. 2 stacks.
Ooh, yep. 1-0-0 on the champion.
And that will be the second objective. Like, what is it with Zax and getting every objective early?
Oh, well,
it defies all logic.
Don't speak too soon, because there goes Lendl with the elastic slingshot, and no one to try to give him some help.
Kill it! Kill him! Set!
He'll will be donated over to the mid laner. I'm assuming that's what they want. Rift Herald will drop and be claimed by Ganondorf. So they.
Sorry, I got a little bit. But if Lendl lived there, I would have been so crazy. Oh, Haymaker goes really wild.
Come on now, it's just simple geometry.
I mean, that thing takes up half the screen. How do you even miss?
Right, bot lane, things are not even. Despite Lucian have a kill, Accelerate on Lucian. Well, no, Accelerate hasn't backed yet. So the Zerk's Greaves already picked up by number 1 Simp on that Jinx, which will certainly give the advantage in extended trades. Tidal Wave will come out. It's going to catch T-Wayne. There's a flash and a Relentless Dispute coming forward. Accelerate does have cooling ready to go. And Alicia onto number 1 Simp, but look at that healing! Both of
Yeah,
them
you
at the
don't
end
have
of that
Grievous
half
Wounds
health.
yet, Lucian. Soraka. Big Uchi time.
Yep.
Now,
Okay, so
Set does have this rift, so he can get some decent plate gold if he manages to push the wave in. He does have Bramble Tabi. I guess they're plated steel caps now, but
goodness,
you
yeah.
know that's every top laner's worst nightmare. Unless you're playing Mordekaiser, I guess.
True.
Then you don't care.
All right. CS is relatively even all across the board, unlike last game. So everybody, I would say, playing to. Oh, not their advantages really, but everybody's respecting
Yeah,
each
I
other.
mean, yeah, we do see a little bit of a CS gap in top and bot lane, respectively, just because of how we've seen those lanes playing out. It does look like this dragon may be going over to Shogun, but we do see Lendl and Chudge. They okay, set TP.
Yeah, well,
Not
zoning TP. We'll just call it that.
zoning TP. I
Yep.
mean, yes, but you're losing plates topside, right?
Yep. At least you have Herald.
True. If he drops it.
This Ignite
This
onto
Ignite.
Ganondorf. Trudge trying to step forward to maybe secure the kill. The Haymaker comes out early. There's a Ragnarok as well. Let's bounce will not catch anybody. There's a showstopper, but the wish from the Soraka keeps Trudge alive. Here comes the Xerath R being channeled. It's going to be a kill for possibly Lemon onto the mid laner. Might have another coming through here as that sustain comes through. No, it's not. Double kill now for Lendl. 3 kills on the Zac, and top lane tier 1
That
turret
top
is
lane
almost
tower
gone.
is dead. It's dead.
Yeah.
It's gone. Ah. His Aatrox is big. I mean, let's take a quick look at the gold. Yeah, he's 1.5k gold up on the set. 20 CS. Ouchie.
Goodness. Make that
He's
2,000
probably
gold.
backing on. He's probably backing on Gore Drinker here.
Yeah. Gore Drinker also complete on Lemon.
Yeah, there we go. Yep, they both have. Yeah. Olaf as well, completing the Gore Drinker. Rocket Belt on the Vladimir. And no other mythics so far.
Well, I'm assuming we're going to see, Kraken Slayer come out from Accelerate. I wouldn't be surprised if we might see the same thing coming out from number 1 Simp. I'm not sure exactly.
It could be a Gale Force, and
Okay.
I wouldn't be too shocked if it was, considering, Zac, Aatrox, Vladimir.
Yep. Look at that damage coming through from Solus.
Oh,
World
you're
Ender
dead.
will be popped. This looks like a solo kill if I've ever seen one. Flash will be forced out. And
Okay.
320 gold. Ganondorf will take those.
Yeah, I mean, Solus. I think not flashing after him was the right play. But well played. Denying. He just got back to lane. He's already back to base.
Yep. Trudge.
Vladimir
Flash
forced
over
the
the wall.
flash.
Undertow will miss. Out comes the Xerath R, but they have no vision whatsoever.
No clue where he is.
But force the flash. Solus sitting up in this bush. If not a bad guy is not careful, this could go badly.
Oh.
Happy
Flash.
feet coming from the top and the mid lane.
Flash mod check.
Any flashers? Mod check. Oh, that sounded weird. No. Flash. Yes. Now T-Wayne might get caught out in a weird spot. Thankfully, the silence comes through. No Aqua Prison comes out, and the Soraka will get away alive.
This is an interesting game. I mean, the gold's still pretty even. We do see leads. And the thing is, 3 of your kills are on Zac, right? And that's not where you want the gold to be. Like, imagine if Jinx had those 3 kills, right?
Yep.
So it's a little bit of a problem, but I really don't think it's too game ending. I mean, you do scale better from the side of Shaman, so they're not a 2K gold difference of 15 minutes, that's really, really good for the type of composition you have, especially, 1-to-1 in Dragons, pretty big. And Vladimir may be dying here.
No, I don't think so. There's the
Yeah,
Sanguine Pool.
pool is strong.
Aqua Prison will land onto the Jinx, however. Number one sip might be in a tough spot here. A beautiful trap keeps that calling in
Oh,
one place.
Straka.
But the T-Wayne looks like they're going to pay
Bye.
for it instead. And
Oh,
we
not the
have...
panic.
What?
You gotta the panic flash.
Yeah.
Into the wall.
We like, what, 2 for 6 on
Wow,
flashes, and
Kraken.
there's a double
Wait, no, he
kill.
doesn't have Kraken.
Accelerate.
That was so much damage. I thought it was a Kraken shot.
That's, bro, your PTA proc.
Wow.
Plus Nami
double
W.
kill
Right?
Lucian, and just
E.
like that, gold is back to even.
Yep. Trudge in the mid lane gets a nice returns the trade onto not a bad guy. And it looks like bot lane tier 1 turret will fall for the side of Shaman here. Making it 1 turret to 1.
Yep. And Mountain Dragon up in 30 seconds. This dragon is pretty good for both teams, I would say. It's probably better for the side of Shaman just because they're squishier ability, so they can use the shield a little bit better. Aatrox really caught out here.
Yeah, Solo's in a really weird spot. Looks like they just want to take one with them. Not a bad guy. We caught back by those Umbral chains. Damage coming through, but look at that healing. Showstopper just trying to buy some time, but it's not enough. Not a bad guy. Will fall to Aatrox. Aatrox still alive, but not anymore. Trudge now in the 1v2. The Super Mega Death Rocket will miss. Double kill for possibly Lemon, and this Olaf is sitting pretty.
I mean, Aatrox got one. Now, the problem was he missed it. I think someone was body blocking the blast cone, so we couldn't auto it, unfortunately.
Ward the blast cone.
And that is going to be Dragon over Shogun, unless they contest. I mean, it's a 3v4. You shouldn't contest it. But, I mean, there's always the possibility of a Zac drive-by steal.
They do have vision. Alcazar teleport
coming in.
Channel. This will be Solo's
Wait,
join
that's
the
so...
fight. Colin comes out, Tidal Wave as well.
Wait,
Who's gonna get the dragon?
resets?
It's resetting. Oh, Shaman takes it. Here comes the fight. It's probably Lemon already still low on the Olaf. That's not good. Ganondorf falling in quick succession. Lendl on a killing spree, but that's the Zac. That's not who you want a killing spree. Super Mega Zap will miss. Calling off the chase. Well, that's not good.
Wait, I think possibly Lemon smited it after it resets and it started regenerating health. Maybe because I thought his smite was up, but it was down when I looked. So maybe he smited early, or it reset health. But either way, wow.
Yeah, that's. Why did it? It's weird that it reset there though. IMHO. I guess you know they started attacking each other, so.
I have no clue.
Indie company.
Yeah, maybe it lost aggro. I don't know. Small indie company, you know.
But.
Oh,
nice stun. The elastic slingshot.
Yeah.
Well, we're now seeing Mythics start to roll in. It is a Kraken Slayer on the Lucian, a Liandry's Anguish on the Xerath, and the Frostfire Gauntlet on the Zac.
Well, I like the Mobies on the Nami. It may not be the most practical, but I like the ballsiness of it.
Oh, well, despite that, we haven't seen many roams coming out from supports these past 2 games.
Yeah, it's definitely a suggest. Like it's usually you see on like Leona, right? Things like that are just trying to like be everywhere. I could work on a Nami too, though.
Yeah. Trudge is trying to get away. Akron's right as the Arcane. Rocka's trying to keep him alive. Tidal Wave will land. It's going to be T-Wayne falling as a sacrifice. Number 1 Simp is in a horrible spot. Double kill for Ganondorf. And with Baron up in 20 seconds, things could get rough here for the side of Shaman.
Yeah, and with this Rift Tower in the mid lane, that should be 1 tower? Probably 2.
At least 1.
Yeah. I think they got at least a charge.
Yeah, Solus was split pushing up in the top lane, but no
they should be able to take the second turret, actually. They have 4 people. Yeah, this turret's a goner. Do they push the charge? Shelly? All right, Shelly charge.
Ooh. Baron is up, but Ganondorf is resetting with no TP, so it looks like they don't want to start it quite yet. Unless they do.
Yeah, I don't think you maybe don't have the damage for it. I'm not sure.
I think it was either second turret or Baron. They chose the turret.
Yeah, it's a little bit too late at this point. What is bot with no TP though? But they're just gonna reset. I think that's the right call. I mean,
Mhm.
Baron here is it's greedy. You're sitting on like everyone's sitting on like 500, 1K gold. Just reset, buy some stuff. Prep for this dragon coming up in a minute, 2 minutes. Because that's where if you're Shogun, this is the point where you need this dragon, right? If you give
Mhm.
over soul point, you lose so much pressure that you may have to force give over a baron or some things like that. Um, okay, so that's just gonna say bye bye. But Aatrox is here. Uh
Yeah,
oh.
no teleport for Gandor either. T Wayne joined the fight as well. There's a stretching strike, but it's no use. Darkened Blade, Umbral Chains,
What?
a late flash from Ganondorf. And
Uh,
unfortunately, I think that's practically wasted because no way you get out of this alive.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, you bought some time. Some time. And not a bad guy to die
Wow,
here,
the one
teammate.
shot. I mean,
So
that's
how the turn tables?
Xerath. Yep, Xerath with no barrier. But I mean, keep in mind that the kills are even. But
Yep.
look at this top lane CS once again. Solus just absolutely dominating in terms of CS. Vladimir also winning on CS. Jinx pretty much even. So you're even in kills, but you just have so much more gold from the enemy team just because of the CS numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And Dragon coming up 40 seconds.
Well, not a
Aatrox
bad guy.
will have TP. So
Yep. Xerath will as well, should the need arise to get in the fight that quick. Shogun sitting up over this wall. Well, they're in vision. As are these guys trying to bush these.
yeah,
I think we
pro
have, yeah, I
tip:
think we have the
never
best
bush,
fight coming up.
never bush cheese when you don't have a sweeper, because it's always warded.
Yep. Right there, Kane. Yep. The game is up.
Oh,
Facebreaker will miss. Dragon is spawning. Ganondorf stepping up, but no one is there to help support. Showstopper is not ready to go. Here comes Solus on the flank. That's going to be a big cause of concern for the side of Shogun. Elastic Sling
yeah,
attack
it
being
is.
channeled. Here comes the World Ender. It's going to catch one. Here comes the engage. Accelerate backs out of there very quick to keep the damage alive. Solus being brought low by the Cooling, possibly Lemon. Has slain T Wayne. There's Treasure the kill as well. 2 fall for each side. Accelerate dashing forward, but that's not what you want to do. There's a kill going over to number 1 Simp. Snips will follow in quick succession. Not a bad guy. The only one surviving for the side of Shogun. And what looked like it could have been an even fight starting off very quickly turned over to the way of Shaman.
Yeah, I mean the problem is with the Aatrox flank, the Zac engage. Like you think the Aatrox is alone, and the Zac comes flying in from off screen.
Yep.
And Xerath is dead again.
Oh goodness.
So that they turned on the Aatrox. Zac comes flying in. CC barrage. The Jinx is just free hitting everybody, and there's so much damage. It's incredible.
I think I have to point out I think Accelerate misplayed there. Going forward later in that fight, while Lendl is there to just stand in front of you, and number 1 Simp, both were low, but I think Accelerate was just over eager trying to go in there near the end. And
Yeah,
I mean it was
and Jinx has 2 items.
yep.
Just completed the root nodes. So big,
Mm,
big, big. Jinx is huge.
Jinx big. Let's see. Um Kills are still relatively even. Gold is up 2.5 thousand in favor of Shaman. And Ganondorf has yet to break 100 CS.
And yeah. And they have the soul point.
Yep.
Um, which is pretty big, pretty big. Maybe a kill here?
Decent
Double
damage
lands.
coming out. Here comes right there. Kane. Sanguine
That's not
Pool has already
fast.
been used, I believe. Accelerate goes forward with the Relentless Pursuit. All 5 members now of
I
Shogun here in
mean,
this
this
lane.
is a
So
Baron angle, yeah. But you
Lowest
have to
has
be careful
TP.
with the Aatrox in the side lane. Aatrox is pushing side lane, but do you care? Probably not. You just go for the Baron, shred it, get the powered recall. But they are approaching. But the
Um,
Soraka half HP is not going to be able to do too much.
yep. There's a turret, however, falling. That's a tier 2 bot. Possibly the
Rolling goes
drive-by.
wide.
TP has been channeled by Solus. They need to melt this right now if they want to try to get it. Showstopper will buy some time, but no. Number one Simple already find the kill onto Accelerate, and all is lost from the very start for the side of Shogun. Thank you for the leash. It's 3 kills for 0 in favor of Shaman. And that was just ugly play coming out from Shogun.
Yeah. Oof. That is a big, unfortunate series of events.
Accelerate was so low from the very start of that. Below half health, I think, when the fight actually started.
Yeah, he got chipped by Baron, and then, he's 1 HP, and then Zac just jumps in, dunks on him.
Zac won't go in there. They take the mid-inhib turret. That'll be all for now. Mountain Soul possibly coming up in just over 2 minutes.
They just wait for 2 minutes. There's no rush. They have this game in the bag. 8k gold lead.
What is Zereth doing?
He's throwing his ultimate at a half HP Aatrox, I guess.
All right.
Aatrox has Sterak's here, very, very big at 5. He's so tanky. I mean, he's 3 items. Set is still 1.5.
Yep. And also the set is going, Bork first.
Divine, yeah.
Is that like default for set?
No, not
anymore. I don't think, right?
No. Like it's okay, but like you're playing set in 5v5s, right? It's not solo queue.
Yeah.
You're not like you lost lane. You can't go for board, right? You lose lane. You just have to go build for your team. Go beefy, get a big W in, haymaker in team fights. That's your job, right? Building Borg, that's more for like either solo queue or like you're 3-0 in lane, right? And you're like, okay, I can carry this game. I need damage. I'm gonna go Borg, so I can keep solo killing my opponent. But at this point, like it's too little, too late, I think. And with Soul coming up in 40 seconds. Things are not looking good for the side of Shogun.
All 5 are Shaman now in this kind of lower side. The bush is warded. 2 skill shots will miss. I'm not a bad guy. And it looks like, here, 5v5s, they want to set up early with the positioning they want. As possibly Lemon may get caught out front here, stepping forward too much. Ragnarok comes out, but so low. Sterak's already popped. Colin comes out. There's a wish from the Soraka. Sterak's pop for Solus as well, but Accelerate ADC's got way out front. Number one Snip will find the kill onto X-Snips. Looks like this could be the push to end it all right here. As Ganondorf joins the fight late in the TP, a showstopper just to try to buy some space. A Haymaker flash does not even secure a kill. But where's the minion wave?
It doesn't matter. You have open inhib. Can they end? They have 10 seconds. They don't have a wave though. Just go dragon. I think it's too late. Baron's up in 2 minutes. It's probably the game's not even gonna last. You just get soul. You push mid with supers. You win the 5v5 easy peasy. Should be that GG right there.
Alright, so please don't make T-Wayne die to Dragon here. Don't step near the Aatrox. Yes, thank you very much. Mountain Dragon with the AoE attacks. And T-Wayne just popped Shroya's battle song for some reason. But we take those. Soul point. Or that's soul. Jinx will have Infinity Edge on this next back. There it is. And
wow,
it's
Vladimir 24 stacks Magi's.
Oh, at least it doesn't have death cap yet.
Not yet. Soon. TM. The game's gonna end before he gets it, but
yeah.
I mean, he already has how much AP? He has 500 pre-death cap. Oh my lord. He hurts. Wow, he's going in.
Yep, had that Crimson Rush ready to go. Unfortunately, not able to close in. I would have loved to see how much damage I would have done, but So it's not
I
to
mean,
be
Olaf has no MR, so
yeah,
it would be
at
a
least one
big,
damage.
big damage. Considering, okay, let's see, 10 Magic Pen plus 28. Olaf has 76. What is it? Oh, his
Ragnarok
Ragnarok passive.
passive. Yep.
Yeah, okay. I was wondering, like, what is he getting MR from? That makes sense. So he has a decent amount. But, like, say the Lucian, for example,
hmm
has 35 MR, and Vladimir has 28 penetration. So that's like you have like
Practically
what,
true.
five MR left.
All right, Solus out in front. It's going to be a 2v1 World Ender Popkin. We're trying to join the fight with this jungler. The Haymaker comes out. That's a decent amount of true damage. Out comes the Showstopper. Solus might fall here. Possibly 11 trying to stay on top lane. It's going to be the top laner falling. In the meantime, we were
And
just
he's
talking
full
about
AGB.
the Vladimir. Yeah.
He's full AGB.
Vladimir casually getting the triple kill up in base. And it looks like this will be game 2 going the way of Shaman. We're looking at a full 3-game series.
Yeah, well played.
Yeah. Shaman able to bring it back very well, I would say. It has been a tale of 2 mid laners tonight. We saw not a bad guy
Yeah.
do very well on the Kassadin.
You
Now we
know,
see Trudge on
pro
Vladimir.
tip to win this game, first of all, draft Zach. Second of all, draft 3 losing lanes, but scale. Step 3, get all the objectives regardless of having 3 losing lanes. And step number 4, just win.
Yep. Step number
So
4, question mark. Step
that's what's
5,
happened in
nothing.
2 out of 2 games so far, 1 for each side. Surprising, but we'll see. Can it be a 3 for 3?
We'll have to see. So that's 1 game apiece for both teams in this series. We will get into game 3, the final game, the decider match. After this quick break, as Shogun Hunters take on Big Duck Entourage Shaman. Whoever wins this one stays undefeated. The loser will have their streak broken. Both teams sitting at 3-0 so far. Stick with us. We'll get the conclusion after this break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to this week 4 freshman matchup of Runeterra Academy. We're going the full way. It's game 3 of this best of 3 series between the Shogun Hunters and Big Duck Entourage Shaman. They switch sides again. So just like in the first game, we'll have Shogun on the blue side, Shaman on the red side. Shaman made a very strong showing in that second game to bring things back from the brink and force us to play this full series and force me, Tajgar, Taj for short, and we Wizard to cast this full series. So, hey, we love it. That's why we're here. Draft will start momentarily. But what would you say was the biggest thing? Well, not necessarily we can say that because both games were kind of the same story, but for opposite teams, losing lanes, getting objectives, and taking it from there, right?
Yes, it's just the thing that's been so interesting is the team that's drafted these losing lanes has been getting the objectives,
Yep.
which is like the opposite of what is supposed to happen. And it's both teams, right? So it's not just like a fluke. So secret strategy unearthed in freshman class. 2000 IQ.
Int
You're,
draft.
you're gonna see a YouTube video coming up on it soon from those clickbaiters. But heading up into draft, we do see some bans coming out. Pretty normal stuff. We do see Aatrox, Vladimir banned out. They didn't like that. Inside of Shogun, Shan still being banned out from Shaman, along with the Malzahar, and the Zac banned.
Oh,
So
there
they realized, blue side has won 2 games in a row. They picked the Zac. We got to get it out of here.
Right, and Amumu once again relegated to the sidelines.
I'm so sad. He just wants a friend. Oh my god, they really just B1'd Kassadin. The size of your nuts to do that, oh my. How do you even fit through a door?
Yep, not a bad guy. Certainly not a bad Kassadin after seeing that first game. What to see how Shaman want to answer. But mid laner's on the table. Honestly, I would say, yeah, pick your mid laner right now. Throw it on the gauntlet.
Just not Zed. Okay, yeah.
Ooh.
The Zed, it didn't really work game 1. It sort of flopped against the Kassadin, and maybe it was just a situational thing, right? Like the Zac was pretty hard to deal with. But this Pantheon should be able to. I mean, Pantheon Q. Oh my god, the damage! Like it shreds you. Like even when it doesn't crit you below 28 feet, like it's just so much damage on such a short cooldown. And Sejuani not being banned out, and they're just gonna pick it up right away.
I think this is Panth mid. What do you think? Like that's my.
I would think so.
Yep.
It's technically flexible, top support, but considering they B1 Kassadin, I highly suspect it's Pantheon mid. It should do well into the Kassadin. Followed by I think the Trundle counter pick is pretty decent into the Sejuani. If Sejuani hits somebody, gets the what's it called, Aftershock, and then Trundle R's. Oh my god, I'm pretty sure Sejuani ends up with negative resistances.
Make things tough. Oh, does it? I didn't know it did that. Like proccing Aftershock. It count you
because Sejuani's. Because it's a one-time effect, right? So Sejuani's passive gives her resistances, and then the Aftershock gives her resistances too. So she hits somebody to get the Aftershock, and then her passive multiplied by the Aftershock. So it's like multiplicative effect, right? So there you go. English is hard. Anyway, she's getting so many resistances, and then Trundle steals I don't know, it's probably 100, 200 of each. And then by the time Sejuani's passive wears off and then the Aftershock wears off, I'm pretty sure she ends up with or maybe it's Rammus that ends up with negative. Somebody ends up with negative. I'm not sure. We can see in game what exactly happens. I think for sure because he goes up to 1,000 armor, and then Rammus makes him go down to negative 200. But looking at this draft, Nami Shogun has grabbed Nami. I think 3 for 3 games.
Yep.
And Shaman rounding out their bot lane with a Samira. Very, very aggressive pick, and I like it. This makes you think it could be Pantheon support,
Hmm.
just to pair off. I think it pairs really nicely with the Samira. You know, you get that bit of aggression early that allows Samira to spike into her level 6 power spike. But then again, you know, it's probably still mid.
Yeah, I would be surprised. Um,
But with the Nautilus ban, you do lose a very strong partner to Samir, right? Nautilus Samir is like one of those like, you know, quote unquote classic bot lane duos, right? Um, you know, Leona's still on the table. You know, you really want something that can really help your Samira out, give her some peel, give her some, you know, CC to proc her passive off. And we still have yet to see the top lane picks, and I'm kind of interested to see which way those are going to go because, you know, we've seen a little bit of beef between Solus and Ganondorf, you know, back and forth. Both of them, you know, solo killing each other, and you know, um, it's been a pretty big brawl up in the top side.
mhm. And I think it's the first out of the 3 games that top laner has not been picked in the first round or first phase.
Right, right.
Which is kind of strange, but how it goes here. So yeah, we get to see support, and we believe top lane picked in for the side of Shaman. Shogun have yet to show their solo lane card, or no, not solo lane cards, their ADC and top lane cards. Set and Kaisa banned away by Shaman, Alistar and Nautilus banned away by Shogun, so they're full target support. And it's, I know Cass has been played top, but do we think that's what's going on here? Maybe it is Pantheon support.
It's, I mean, those are the two possibilities. Um, it's hard to say. I mean, Cassiopeia top is tricky to play.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure. I would look at Solus's OPTG. Actually,
Well, it could
I
just
can
be Cassiopeia.
take a quick sneak peek to see if he plays it.
It's a Warwick locked in for Shogun.
Hey, Warwick top,
But
Chadwick, or maybe it's Trundle top. Could also be Trundle top.
Mm-hmm. Okay, they're throwing everybody off now.
Yeah,
goodness.
they're just like, you know what? You know, the enemy can't know what we're doing if we don't know what we're doing.
Yep.
So
Now, Cassiopeia Miasma does stop Riftwalk, correct?
yeah.
Yep. So
yeah.
that could
I would
certainly come into
so.
play here. It'll be the
Right,
Xayah.
and it. Yeah, so the miasma is a very, very good ability. It should stop, you know, quite a bit from the side of Shogun.
Mhm.
But the Xayah Nami bot lane, pretty strong. Good sustain, good damage early on, especially with a Nami bubble lit into a Xayah, you know, root.
Yep.
Very good combo capabilities possible.
Yeah, a very safe pick as well. You know, going into a Pantheon, a Sejuani,
Ornn.
now an Ornn as well. There's so many skill shots you can dodge simply by pressing R on that Xayah. And so it looks like it will be Pantheon support.
And the Ornn Horn added to the mix.
Yep. Now, I honestly wish we had maybe seen some different solo lanes to go along with the Sejuani. You know, because Sejuani's, you know, it's often Sejuani, you know, has her passive, and so we see a Renekton or an Aurelia or something to go along with it. Because it's not going to be the fastest stacks for Sejuani passive with these solo laners. Really, the Pantheon, the only one who can truly contribute to it.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, you have a really strong front line with this Orange Sejuani. So beefy, especially you know level 13 and onward. Once Orange starts upgrading his teammates' items, you get so much value. I think it's 1,000 gold per item, and at that point, the gold lead just kind of leans into your favor. And you have something like a Cassiopeia and a Samira, you have so much damage output that you know both AD and AP, right? Cassiopeia deals a lot of AP, Samira AD. It's so hard to itemize against it, and you have this heavy front line and Peel, Orange, Sejuani, Point Click, Sun from Pantheon. Their composition is looking pretty solid. Over the side of Shogun, they have these they have a dive comp pretty much, right? You have this Warwick, Trundle, Cassidon with the Nami sustain. They don't really have a strong 5v5, I would think, unless you know Xayah pulls off some crazy wombo combo ultimate. But I would think, just looking that Big Deck Entourage does have the advantage going into this game.
Yeah, I'm honestly getting those kinds of vibes as well, because it's like I don't really see trying to fit this Warwick into this comp very well. Warwick is kind of tanky and can deal some damage as well, but are you going to make him go tank, or are you going to make him damage this game? I would assume tank, because you have a Kassadin to deal some damage as well. But honestly, I don't know Warwick lane matchups, unfortunately. I'm not sure many people do.
It could still be Trundle top, and
Good point.
I would probably expect it to be. I've played a lot of Warwick top, and it's definitely decent. But the thing is, if you don't get a lead, you're just kind of useless. Yeah.
Going up against a champion, though, let's say it is Warwick top. Do you think going up against a champion like Ornn does give you more chances to get that early lead?
Yes and no. I mean, Ornn. Okay, it looks like it's actually Trundle.
Top. Right.
They could switch later, but it could just be a debate. But overall, I think both Trundle and Warwick have the same sort of game plan. They're going for the Divine Sunder. They're going for the sort of split push sort of style, lane pressure into getting lane prio on this Ornn. And the thing is that if you're red side in this situation, you really just gotta play safe and scale, right? We've seen it happen in the previous games, and it works in this type of series. And when you have Cassiopeia and the Samira, you don't need to do much, right? You just gotta farm, which they have done consistently, right? They've had, we've seen Solus and Trudge have really solid CS over their lane partners. And when you get these item spikes over your opponents, if you don't end kills, you're just so far ahead naturally that having that team comp plus the items you need to spike just naturally lead into a win.
Yep, I'm inclined to agree with you there. Now, you mentioned that it's possible Warwick and Trundle could swap. Honestly, I don't really see it happening, but it's like, especially because all right, so if you want to send your jungler top against Solus, who we have seen is a bit of a stud. I believe my internet may have just died, so if you can hear me, I think that's what happened.
I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me? Okay, so something's gone wrong and I've lost connection. Champ select.
Oh no.
We'll see. At the very least, I can just restart my client. Hopefully get back in. But yeah, do you think does champ matchup trump possible lane experience when it comes to swapping up lanes, do you think, especially going up against something like Solus on the Ornn?
Oh no, I meant swap the champions. Gandorf could they could both own each other's champions and then just switch with 30 seconds left or whatever the limit is. But it looks like it is going to be Trundle top, which I agree with.
Okay.
Now, but looking at this bot lane though, this Pantheon is so interesting just because of the lane sort of pressure you have just from having a Pantheon, right? You have to, if your accelerator snips, you have to respect the Pantheon. You can't walk into stun range. And you have to be careful of the level 2, flash, stun, ignite, Q combo that just one-shots you, I'm pretty sure, with the Samira on top of it. But, all of these matchups just seem so solid for the red side that you just have to give Shaman the slight advantage going into it. But, anything can happen. Leads can fall. Gold leads can be thrown. And, Kassadin can play safe and scale into a monster, just like before.
Yep.
I mean, we've seen Not a Bad Guy excel, in all two of these games.
Yep. So, yeah, we'll have to see. Scaling, however, is present on both sides. You have the Kassadin scaling and the Cassiopeia along Ornn items. So we'll just have to see which team can get that early advantage better as the game starts. I believe that's going to wrap it up for us here in Champ Select. We're getting into Game 3, the decider match between Shogun Hunters and Big Duck Entourage Shaman. We'll get it right to you on Summoner's Rift after this quick break. Welcome back for the final time tonight, ladies and gentlemen, to Summoner's Rift in week 4 of Runeterra Academy's Freshman League. It's a Division 2 game of the week, you could say, since it's the one being streamed tonight. It's Shogun Hunters on the blue side going up against Big Duck Entourage Shaman on the red side. Games are tied 1-1. Both teams 3-0 in their current records, so it's certainly a big match to win. And standard 5-point start here for both sides. Let's won't be getting any action until the minions start walking up.
Yeah, and the cool thing to note is this Orin refill potion start. Basically, what the strat is you start refillable potion, then you farm a couple minions, and then you build D shield in lane. what this does is it gives you the refill potion instead of a normal potion, right? Because the normal start would be D shield plus a health
Mhm.
potion. So this gives you the two potions, which allows you, you can sell it later. You can back, TP back. You get two more potions, so you just get so much more value than you would off of the one health potion. And since you're Ornn, you can build in lane to no punishment. Some other
Huh.
starts I've seen are you can go refill pot plus a cloth armor to go into an early bramble vest into like an Aatrox or something,
Mhm.
just to be that degenerate. And we do see both junglers starting topside, so
Yep.
most likely going to be some conflict on the bottom side of the map. And with this Samira Pantheon probably having Cryo, that may not be a good thing for this Warwick.
Yep. Yeah, particularly because
And mid
uh,
Cryo for Cassiopeia.
yep. I mean, it's almost like as a Warwick, you almost Oh, I don't know. No, I don't think that was gonna make sense saying it as I was planning on. Dang it. Okay. Well, it's like Okay, let's assume that Samira and Pantheon get Prio. Here we are. They're level 2. First, this Pantheon probably gonna have the stun ready to
But
go.
why is Pantheon in the bush? He needs to play a little aggro, right? You hit level 2. Why is he? I don't know. I guess I don't play that much bot lane, but I
he's,
feel like
he's
he should
still
be.
in not. He's still in Nautilus mindset.
Yeah, I guess so.
But Snip stepping forward, poking now. Possibly Lemon is here in the mid lane. There's Trudge laying down the miasma. At the very least, not a bad
Oh,
guy is grounded.
okay.
Flash over the wall. But now behind
Wait, but you're
enemy
dead though.
lines. Yep. There's a blast co, and it's gonna
Oh,
be
it's
the Q to
follow.
stay on top. But there's the exhaust coming out, and now Trudge is trying to make
Nope.
something happen. First, the attack is procced. First blood goes over to Possibly Lemon on the Warwick. Top laner can't rotate in time to provide help. And it's gonna be Shogun getting on the board first. Both sums blown by Trudge.
Yeah. I mean, Cassidy didn't even get an assist on that.
Oh, that, bruh.
Poor, like he went the Dark Seal start, and poor guy didn't even get an assist.
Price of his greed. It'll be the tier and a mana crystal picked up for Trudge, and mana such a precious resource,
Precious
particularly
resource.
particularly
Hey,
as a
Jinx.
cast. Ew. Particularly adds the Cassiopeia. We saw Trudge, firing away those twin fangs, kind of level 1 at not a bad guy,
this,
but
this Pantheon, he's not using his passive charges. The shoulder guard. Like he's just sitting on 3 stacks. He's never gonna finish his item. Okay, there he goes. 4 20 minutes into the game.
bruh.
Ayo.
Maybe it was just trying to do
Oh wow! Look
picture
at this.
perfect wave management.
Oh,
Yep. Top lane, possibly not, possibly Lemon going in. There's a flea onto Solus. Ganon, we're trying to stay on top, and no mana, no health for the Trundle. Solus was steering charge back to the safety of their own tower.
yeah, and let me just ask you this real quick. Look at this farm differential mid lane. Pretty, like not bad. And the jungle as well. The
Mhm.
Sejuani.
Sedge one is a
Oh
flash forward
wow,
and a stun,
flash.
but it's onto X. Snips is a passive ready to go for Sedge. Flashes forward to make sure they can land it. There's a flash coming out from X Snips to get away. Teleport being channeled. There's a route onto the Pantheon support. It's T-Wayne. Ganondorf joining the fight. Where it's a pillar. It's going to come right in front of the Sejuani and a flash. Not sure you need to flash there, but at least just securing the kill. Lendl likely falling here as well. A double kill for Ganondorf on that Trundle. And as a top laner, you use a TP, get the double kill. That's worth. That is a absolutely miserable flash coming out from possibly Lemon through that miasma. Trudge is gonna get the kill with the Jade Fang, and that
No.
was possibly Lemon gets that first blood early on, but
And that's a red buff.
yeah, hero to 0 relatively quickly.
Wow, wow, wow. I mean, but that is 2 kills over to the Trundle, right?
Yep.
So he's big, and Ornn is not enjoying himself right now. Or he's not going to be enjoying himself once he gets back to lane.
Well, at the very least has a Lendl.
But it still relatively. Oh, I don't think
Risking
either
it.
of them got that cannon minion.
No. Well, Pantheon didn't have a relic
Yeah, he
ready to
didn't.
go.
He didn't have a shoulder guard stack. Poor guy.
Oh goodness.
But I mean, just look at the CS across the board. It's just really, we've been seeing this performance, all 3 games, this consistent CS. And look at that damage just from the Ornn, one brittle auto is all it takes. And he just wins the trade.
Totally.
Crazy.
It's Solus on the Ornn. Ornn and Aatrox were the 2 champs, so very well on. See if Solus can keep up that legacy. That has hit level 6 first. So if Gendorf tries to go for the all-in, Solus can respond in kind. There's the ultimate coming out from Gendorf. Gendorf wants to make something happen. Call the Forge Guard, gets a call out. Flash is ready on Solus. We're just going to walk under tower and stay alive for the time being. Dragon will be claimed by the side of blue team, but a beautiful
Wow,
four-man stun coming out from the Cassiopeia. T-Wayne joined the fight just a little later. Sure, it's going to be stunned up. That's ADC falling. Samira now might have free reign. There's a flash going forward. A beautiful flee from possibly Lemon to keep himself alive. But X-Snipped is in a tough spot.
Oh no.
No flash ready to go.
No.
Oxford's going to miss. Donate the kill over to your mid laner. And they do get Dragon, but all in all, it's the side of Shaman that win the fight. I think that the Billowing Breaths just missed. Now comes Call the Forge Guard. It's going to land. There's a Brittle proc ready to go, but it didn't land. Sola's trying to stay on top. There's a grass proc. You don't have flash. Hey.
I mean, hey, that's the power of Ornn. You miss everything. You don't get your brittle autos. You still kill. Oh, Warwick's coming in.
All right, possibly Lemon going in very quickly. The flea only lands on the Pantheon. That's not good because number 1 Simp can sweep up that kill. Has style fully stacked, but does not go in. Accelerate, not yet level 6 on the Xayah.
Oh man, I mean, we were talking about the DPS from this Cass and Samira, and now they're both fed. Oh yeah. No.
Alright.
And this Ornn too, picking up a kill and a shutdown.
Ornn doing very well, despite going up against somebody who is allegedly fed after double kill TP bot. Yeah, not a bad guy. Has been quiet in the mid lane so far. Oh. Look at it change that as they will start the all in onto Trudge, but there's the Miasma. Twin Fang is coming out. This could be close, but it will be the kill going over to not a bad guy.
Yeah, I mean, Trundle doesn't win until he gets Divine Sunder, and then he just hard wins. That's just the nature of top lane and Samira
shutdown. Beautiful. Into the something. What is that called again? Featherstorm into the Blade Collar. Well played.
Featherstorm.
Alright. As far as mythics go, I'm assuming you're going to see something. Oh, it goes an infinite duress, possibly Lemon trying to lock down Solus, but I think honestly used that a little early, especially because Solus did not have flash ready to go. Doesn't matter. Possibly Lemon and Ganondorf will work together to give the juggler the kill. And the Warwick is probably pretty happy at the moment, heading on towards Rift Herald.
Yep, and that should be second objective? Question mark?
Let's see.
Ornn does have TP.
Yep. Lendo's in the vicinity. T-Wayne has ultimate ready to go.
Cass has Cryo. She's moving.
Uh-oh. Things could get dicey now for the side of Shogun.
Yeah, they're forced to back off. TP top.
Trudge needs to be careful for now. There's Aqua Prison, but not a bad guy. Doesn't want to step forward. Plenty of CC left in the tank for the side of Shaman. Trudge half health. Might be trying to bait you.
Yeah, I think Cassidon's at the point where his short trades are just so brutal.
Ugh.
Like, look at that. He just won it just with his Q shield. Look at that. Wow.
Oh, Trudge did.
Petrifying Gaze, not enough.
Yep.
That's going to be Herald.
T-Wayne Blue Flash up there near Raptors. Simply after Trundle casted their W? Is that what it is? Yes, W. So that's, a Pantheon support with no flash makes things very much more difficult. We'll have to see if Lendl might go for something here, because Solus is up top, does have Call the Forge Guard ready to go. Lendl has Flash, Ultimate, and Smite ready as well. But it looks like the side of Shaman are going to call this off and simply surrender the Herald over the side of Shogun.
Yep, and worth noting, Infernal Dragon coming up 45 seconds. This could be second dragon for blue side or the first one for red.
ADC 1v1 canceled auto coming out for number one simp. That might have an effect. Style is ramped up. Featherstorm is going to miss. Blade Caller not yet used. I think it's on cooldown. Accelerate taking the fight they simply were not ready for.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, Samira 1v1. You have the Vamp Scepter, you have the Dune Quiver. Your ultimate is you're just better, in the 1v1.
But if Accelerate has E ready to go there, maybe that's a different story, but just ugly.
I mean, look at that trade. Wow.
Yep. It's Yield Orn.
Yeah, I mean, Trundle still doesn't have his Divine Sunder yet. Oh, he's sitting on 1,500 gold.
Solus just trying to delay that back as long as possible. Looks like the side of Shaman is going to be able to set up as they like down near that dragon. Trudge with the bots
Look
trade.
at these look at these trades. Yeah. It's so gross. Fleet Cassidon just does that much damage.
Alright, let's see where Cassidon goes this game. I don't really see a Luden's Tempest being the best choice this time.
No, you need to go something that's good for a little beefier.
Yep. I can see that Everfrost being viable.
I could, yeah, the CC, but you could also go. I think you can go Leandri's.
I think so.
Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, I think so. Let me look it up real quick to see if it's live.
I mean, it just Leandri's good against tanks. Smork. Gendo's going to use their ultimate
right.
on top lane Smoke. But yeah, it's a really weird kind of build on a Cassidon.
I think so. Yeah, it looks like it's not really meta. Yeah, it'd be Everfrost, I think. Or you go Ludens and then you just go for the squishies.
Yep.
Oh, great bubble.
Beautiful Aqua Prison, but that's going to be the Glacial Prison coming out from Lendo. There's a Tidal Wave to provide some peel, but it's not enough. Featherstorm comes out late. Trudge, do you want to be wanting not a bad guy? Who's going to get the upper hand here? It's going to be Trudge.
That's the Conqueror. The Conqueror.
Twin Fangs coming out. And possibly Lendo. No! There's a free I don't think he needs to flash down either, but at least
that was so comical. That is there anything more comical than Warwick
Mach 3
bolting in like the completely wrong direction? Hey, look at these Sunder. Sunder is such a disgust.
Yeah.
There's I think there's an unintended. I think it's an unintended interaction where the attack that the Sheen proc of Divine. I'll say it after this. See what happens.
Yep, T-Win's gonna get the stun, but possibly Lemon just.
What a surprise!
Aqua Prison will miss, thankfully. Lendo Flash to try to get out, but a beautiful Q will keep possibly Lemon on top. But in comes number one simp on the Samira. Samira always going to be tough to deal with, but gets through with the E. There's the R coming out. Lemon not quite falling. There's a shutdown. Number one simp now goes all the way to the back line, trying to find a kill. It's going to be a double. Shield Bro is procced, and down the Samira goes. A shutdown for Accelerate.
Yeah, wow, what a good fight. Samira gets some kills. She's 6-2.
6-2. Bruh.
But it's still pretty even, right? I think it was 2 for 2 overall. So not the greatest for either side. I mean, Cassidon's still scaling, has his Ludens, has his 4 Dark Seal stacks. And what I was saying about the Divine Sunder is it's so gross in lane because the Sheen proc that heals, if you have a Bramble Vest, it doesn't stop the healing on the Sheen proc. Oh, but big fight, big fight.
Going aggro. Yep, Solus, I think, accidentally caught turret aggro with that searing charge. Hit the pillar, didn't want to.
Well, no, it's the Brand Bomby Cinder. It's gonna give him
aggro. Oh, okay. True. Yeah, solo kill, and those top laners are going at each other this whole night. There's a messed up Rift Walk, but the Petrifying Gaze won't land. Trudge is gonna get the kill. Woo!
Okay, I know I'm just saying this because I'm a top laner, but oh my god, Divine Sunder sucks. It's such as a tank top lane player. Fuck Divine Sunder. Wait, Cassiopeia, where is she going? She could have just gone under tower, no?
True. For some reason went up So
Pantheon ultimate into the middle of nowhere.
All right, so 1v2 down here in the bot lane, but number one Simp's going to sidestep that Alka Prison. Shield Bow for Samira, Kraken Slayer for Accelerate. I would say makes sense going up against a Sejuani and a Ornn. And is this going to be an Eclipse, I think, on the Pantheon?
Probably, yeah, looks like it. Yeah, most likely.
Oh, bro, that's if Pantheon can catch with a empowered W and Eclipse and press the attack onto the Xayah, that's going to be a lot of health gone very quickly.
Yeah, that's probably like half her HP.
Yep.
Probably.
Then, you know, Samira can E in, EQW to get in there as well. And you have to try to burst Xayah before she can get her R off.
We do have a dragon coming up 35 seconds.
Mountain
Soul. Ornn, Sejuani? Question mark. If they can get these dragons, they're going to have so many resistances. Yes, Trundle steals them, but, you know, that's only some of the time. Most of the time, you're going to have them all for yourself. And look at this vision control they have.
There's infinite duress to us to make things tough, but a beautiful Sejuani armed by some PO and a petrifying gaze to keep Warwick locked down. There's a shutdown going over to Trudge. Trudge doing so well on this Castipios so far this game.
Yeah.
Dragon and up in 5 seconds. And yeah, your jungler's down.
And, you know, that's plus 6% armor MR for this Ornn, for the Sejuani. That's a lot. Especially when they're already stacking up hundreds. That's like, I don't know, plus like 12 free armor MR. Pretty nice.
But it looks like the side of Shogun will take the cross-map trade. They're going to take the Rift Herald.
Not as good, especially when they're giving it to the Kassadin. They should be giving that to the Trundle, 100%. Just because he has that split push pressure, you know, he takes tower so fast on his own. If he's in a side lane with Herald, that's a guaranteed tower. Meanwhile, Kassadin, I guess he could take mid turret, but like, you should push mid as like. You should be able to take mid turret anyway, just by bringing in numbers there eventually. Because you know laning phase is almost over. Mid lane's gonna go bot lane's gonna go mid. You know the standard swap. Warwick coming in. Cassiopeia is still moving upwards.
Yep, there's a Miasma, though the Infinite Duress is going to miss the Flea Lance, however. Trudge does not have Petrifying Gaze ready to go. Looking like this will be the end of them, and the kill is going to go over to not a bad guy.
It's so weird. Like, you see the Warwick W pop up over your head, and you just keep playing aggressive. It seems so weird to me.
Alright, ooh,
there's... TP coming in, though. What?
Chance Samira. Flash rate to go. Number one Sip is going to get out of there. There's a Glacial Prison. The second cast of Call of the Forge God will come in. I think it's only going to catch one of the knock-up, however. Number one Simp gets one kill, but now it's 2 turrets to 0 as top lane tier 1 and bot lane tier 1 fall for the side of Shaman. Shogun are pressing their macro advantage. It's mid tier 1 falling for the side of Shogun. Shaman close to evening up now.
Yep, and we do see Mythics pretty much solid all around the board except for supports. What a surprise. 4 supports never get their items. Baron up in 3 seconds. Oh, Sejuani. Oh. Okay. What?
Baron up. Yep.
What? Did you see that?
Wait, what?
Did you see that?
See what?
I'm pretty sure Sejuani smited the scuttle, and then Ornn stole it, and then Sejuani just flashed. Standard Sejuani or silver thing. Just silver things.
1v1 up in the top lane. Very soon a 1v2 after the Infinite Duress. That one's going to land. Landola join the fight, but not quick enough. Here comes Not a Bad Guy as well. T-Wing going in. Does not have this. Uses the Aegis Assault instead of the Empowered Stun. And there's going to be 3 kills up on the top for the side of Shogun.
Yeah, too bad Sejuani didn't have flash there, huh?
Sideways is going to land.
Is dead here.
Feather Storm, no Blade Caller just yet. There's Aqua Prison. There's the root coming through, nicely positioned. And the cleanse used for not much.
Nothing.
Maybe Accelerate forgot. Thought that they had heal. Thought things were getting a little close
Maybe
there.
it
So.
was like predicting the petrifying gaze. I don't know.
Number one, Simp trying to stay alive. Here's not a bad guy. Gets in on top of them. Shield bow is used, but no style to get that ultimate on the deck. And it's going to be another kill going over to Ganondorf. And Shogun are rocketing ahead very suddenly through this top side of the map, mainly.
All right, we got Dragon coming up in 1 minute. Sejuani reclaims the red buff. No, no flash
Yeah.
gone there.
Dragon's up in 1 minute.
So this could be Soul Point
Mhm.
if Red Team managed to get it, and like yes, you've been doing decent this game, but Shogun are ahead, like objectively.
Yep.
Like the Divine Sunderer duo that they got from Trundle and Warwick is just
Fun.
so strong against their front line. And then you
Mhm.
also have, the Kassadin in the back line, but Fight coming out.
Yep, Ganondorf's going to go in Echoing Sun as well. Tidal Wave will catch the entire team. Number one Simp is just joined the fight. A beautiful Aqua Prison catches both members of the front line. Accelerate is being batted away in the back line. A Petrifying Gaze will miss on all targets. There goes ADC for Shaman as well. It's just Trudge as far as damage goes. Can't even get the kill on possibly Lemon. 4 fall for the side of Shaman, 5 possibly coming very soon. As side of Shogun will now turn their eyes to this dragon and make sure Shaman cannot put themselves on Soul Point.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, you have the Grievous on the Ornn and the Sejuani, but if you're a Cassiopeia trying to 1v3, you have no Grievous. And
Yep.
Divine Sunder healing is just like, and it's a Warwick. A Warwick with Divine Sunder. You're not killing the Warwick with Divine Sunder. Like you just might as well just like there's no point in even really trying, right? So you need to get that Oblivion Orb for the Cassiopeia, especially because Miasma continuously applies it. Her passive or her poison continuously applies it to the whole team. So much value, just consistently giving that Grievous. And I'm a little bit surprised Shogun not going for Dragon or for Baron there, but maybe they just had some tempo resets. And it's probably a good thing. You take the dragon, you leave. So 2 dragons for each side. Next dragon, 4 minutes, going to be Soul Point for some team, whoever manages to claim it.
Not a bad guy. Has finished the Lich Bane on the Kassadin. So number one Simp will need to watch out now. Eclipse is finally finished on T Wayne, and Snips on the Nami has foregone the Mythic to go ahead and finish off that Chemtech Purifier. To, I'm assuming, cut down on the healing on both the Cassiopeia and the Samira.
Right. Yeah, that's such a strong item. Giving your teammates and yourself 60% grievous wounds, very very strong.
Here comes the top side of the map for the side of Shaman walking through the river. Both teams have lost literally the same turrets, except for the fact that Shaman's top lane tier 2 has already fallen. So it's practically a mirror map in that respect. But it looks like people are setting up for a fight here in this mid lane. There's all the Forge God. It will catch Accelerate. Will catch Snips as well. Beautiful Featherstorm will dodge the Sejuani. Our flashes force out of the ADC. A beautiful Blade Call is going to root up Trudge. This is going to be the fight lost already with the Cassiopeia out of the picture. Number one Simp trying to go in, but a flea will land. Too much CC. No ultimate for you to have fallen for the side of Shaman, and they're just running for the hills. 3 make that. And that's most likely going to be Baron going over to Shogun Hunters.
Yeah, this Samira, she's playing aggressive, but she just doesn't have the peel to make it work. She's eing forward into 4 people that are all fed, and it's just not gonna work. You just die. You get bursted. I guess GG jungle dip in the chat.
Well,
But
Trudge got caught out so early there, and that was for me. That was fight over. With Trudge gone, even if you have the Samir still up,
like
simply.
yeah, Trudge is your main source of DPS against tanks, right? Like Samira, really, it's not that much. Like
Yep.
Yeah, she has the collector for a little bit of armor pen, but Cassiopeia with the Leandries is really where your DPS is shining.
Mhm. And I mean, Trudge has been able to prove that they can hold their own against this Kassadin. Sure, it gets very, very dicey, very close. But at the very least, like, can you, like, if Kassadin just kind of goes off in the side lane, can somebody match? Yes, I believe Trudge can match.
Yeah,
Is
definitely. But then, who's gonna match the Trundle, right?
Yeah, but
So
yeah, that's a
the
different
thing is,
story.
they have so many threats and silent capabilities. By the way, Caston's level 15, so
Mhm.
keep an eye on the level 16. And worth noting that Ornn is level 14, so he's starting to upgrade his allies' mythics. So far, he has upgraded the Samira, so that is 1k gold, 2k gold for himself as well. So the gold differential is a lot closer than it looks just because of the stats provided, but they're definitely very far behind at this point.
Yep.
And
Downs and
with
Drakes.
Dragon coming up in 40 seconds, Shaman are in a bit of a pickle.
Yep. And yeah, here's Shogun. Like, it seems like so far, whoever is able to set up first around this objective has been able to take these fights their way. It is Shogun doing that this time. Like, for a Bush Cheese, it's not warded this time. Solus and T-Wayne caught out very far ahead. Sejuani R is going to miss. T-Wayne is going to drop. Already that's a support out of the game. Accelerate now. Whoever's going to get caught up with so much CC. There's Desire out of the fight. Trudge is still alive. Ganondorf in the back line. Possibly Lemon can't get through his own teammates. Pillar, a beautiful three-man flee, however, but it's not enough.
Look
Shutdown
at the
going over
kill!
to Trudge. And now it looks like Dragon will go to the side of Shaman, but not a bad guy, doing whatever he wants in their base.
Yeah, so I mean that's just the power of Trudge, right? And number one Simp and Trudge getting the peel that they need. But wow, TP coming in, they could be in trouble.
Yep, Trudge is trying to back away, but it's not enough. A flash over the wall, at least to buy some time. Lendo is going to be locked up now by the Kassadin. There's a stun. But, uh-oh, not bad guys stepping too far forward. This Trudge getting the kill. Solus still on the front line. T-Wayne joining the
Woo!
fight with the, this Grand Starfall. That's what it's called. Now they're going to turn their eyes to the Dragon, and nothing really short of a misplay as a team coming through from Shogun there.
Yeah, I mean that was all you could hope for as Shaman, right? Getting the pick, the peel coming together, Samira not diving in 1v4, Poggers. Trudge managing to stay alive that whole fight and just, picking off the carries one by one. Cassidon, top lane, he did get the inhib, but, ultimately, I don't think that's going to be game because, Baron's not up for 2 minutes 40. And, TP's down across the board. So it's really just going to be a farming game from here on out. And having that dragon pressure in 4 minutes is going to be all the difference.
Yep. Now, Kassadin has hit level 16, which is always a game changer,
Absolutely.
at very least to a
So
slight degree.
he's definitely big. The problem
Yep.
is, can he do more than Trudge? Because look, I can tell you right now, we're gonna look at these damage charts, and Trudge is gonna be off the map, right?
Yep.
I mean, he's hitting these tanks, continuously for like minutes. And Trudge in trouble
Oh.
potentially. Okay, when you see the Warwick icon, you immediately just go, oh no.
Trudge does now have the upgraded Leandry's Anguish.
Yeah, so that's going to be even more, ability power, mana, haste,
Mhm.
so big. And we can actually see, yeah, burn damage of the champions 3,000.
Yep.
That is, double what Cassidon's Luden's Tempest has done.
I do want to say, unfortunately, however, Trudge is inting by not buying boots. Just kidding. Very funny joke. Ganondorf being caught
True.
out all alone. And look at that damage coming
No.
through from
Wow.
both of them, actually, both of them. But now this could be Trudge going down. That's going to be the end of it. And this could be a big opportunity for the side of Shogun.
Did you see that Trundle Q doing
Yeah,
half of
I was
Trudge's
gonna,
health?
yeah, I was gonna, my goodness.
Oh my lord.
Number one simp out in front.
I was like, that's a good fight. And then I saw the 1Q.
Yep. Divine Sunderer. Easy clap.
Yep.
So
They need to
Trundle
be
has,
careful. They don't have Trudge.
yeah. On a
And they
side
do have
note,
supers running down top side, so
Trundle has dealt 3,600 damage with Divine Sunderer and healed 5,000.
that's that's what happens when you're in lane, smacking on an Ornn all game.
Team Wayne's
And
actually
bye
going to
bye.
die here. Yes, it's
Wayne
accelerating.
is dead.
Number one, Sip needs to back away because you do not want to deal with the Cassidy as an ADC.
Yep, and that is 4 upgraded items. So, like, realistically, like, 4 upgraded items, that means 4k gold. So, technically, these teams are even gold, right? Because it's
Yep.
47.8 versus 43 plus 4, which means they're about the same, which is kind of crazy if you think about it, because
Yep.
it doesn't seem like they are, like, anywhere near the same. And, you know, with Baron up, there is a little bit of a pressure towards the side of Shaman just because they don't have TP, right? Orange TP is still down, and they have these supers charging down their base. Luckily, it's top side, so not bot side, but you know, Trundle's bot side just slamming away at that turret. And Shaman are kind of in a pickle, right? They don't know, do we go for this bot side? I'm pretty
Why
sure
is
Twain is just dead here.
Wayne there?
Yeah, bye-bye.
All right, but now we have
And
a rumble in the jungle. As Soul is going in. The blast cone will send everybody off in all 4 directions. Lendo brought very low. Not a bad guy trying to stay on top of the infinite duress. Will catch up Trudge. That's not good, but now Trudge will fall to possibly Lemon. And that could be the end of the fight now, as number one Simp, however, has the ultimate ramped and ready to go. Solus doing their best to buy some time. It's going to be another kill to Samira. It's now ADC versus ADC. I think my money's on the Samira in that matchup. A quadra kill for number one Simp, but Ganondorf in the bot lane is making his way downtown, moving fast.
Yeah, but this dragon coming up in 30 seconds, that could be soul for Shaman.
Yep.
If they get the soul, that could be all the damage, but the inhibitor falls. The question is, can this Sejuani get up in time? She is 5 seconds up on the Warwick. I don't know, why is Samira backing? Why is Samira? No! I mean, maybe she's backing for the top lane inhib? No, she's running.
She grabbed LDR. So she
okay, I guess that's a big buy. That's a big buy.
Big buy. So you can get there fast enough.
But why is Ornn should be top side with the TP? Like, this is a mess. Ornn has TP. He should be top side dealing with the supers. Warwick is here. I predict a smite steal, honestly, just to make this game even more painful.
Why is Warwick already
jumped in early? He jumped in early.
There's going to be a try-CC.
He flashes.
He has R. Prison and Tidal
steal.
Wave, dragging it back half health. Here can call the Forge God. There's number one Simp staying on top of this Trundle. Trundle might go down, and that is not good for the side of Shogun. That Trundle having so much agency this game. Here comes the Smite Steal. It's going to miss. That's Mountain Soul for the Shamans. There they go. Wow. It's off to the races for the Samira. Not a bad guy being bested by Trust up in the top lane.
Wow, that is so huge. Oh, wow. Wow.
Right, do you think possibly Lemon tried to just right-click move and maybe accidentally hit the blast cone?
No. He ulted in, didn't he?
Did he?
No, you can't attack move a blast cone.
Oh, okay. Oh, bro. Do you think
I'm pretty sure he ulted into the pit.
He ulted? Okay. No, yeah,
that's what I think.
Maybe. Yeah. Dang it. Okay, but that was premature to say the least. And then Ganondorf coming in from the flank, but once again, very early. The CC chain is beautiful.
Having this Baron is just so insane for these supers.
Yep. The Mountain Soul. Let's see. What
Cassidy working towards his Void Staff. Going to be very, very big against this Mountain Soul. Yep. Let's quick look. How many resistances? Ornn, 350 armor, 237 MR. Let's look at Sejuani.
Sedge, 397 armor, 360 MR.
400, 360? With her passive up. Up. Wow. Plus Aftershock. Aftershock's giving her...
more.
Aftershock is giving her 150 of each.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh.
All right, there's the
She
ultimate
is
tap.
thick.
However, in comes the infinite duress onto who? It's Trudge. That's not good. Tidal Wave will catch the back line. Trudge is already fallen. Number one Snip needs to play this perfectly, but there's a Flea going to keep her occupied. It's going to be T-Wayne trying to deal some damage, but that's not enough. 3 fall for the side of Shaman. Shogun trying to wrap them up. 2 of them low. All
It's
3
Ornn?
low. And
Ornn?
Solus on the Ornn, doing his
Ornn?
best to put his team on his back.
He's so thick.
Oh. And it's basically a stalemate after that fight.
He literally just needs a little bit more MR, I think. Just for the Kassadin.
Yep.
Because he already has so much armor.
Yep.
Now the problem is MR itemization is horrible. So I don't even know what he's gonna buy. Maybe
has the Abyssal Mask already.
maybe he's just going for H. It looks like he's just going for HP. Maybe
Yeah, picked up the Giant's belt. Moggy Woggies, maybe. I don't know. But that
yeah. The question is Warmogs, it doesn't give you that much, like, because these fights are all in, right? So
Yep.
Warmogs, you're not being poked at all. So okay, he went for the Warmogs, I guess.
Right.
I think Anathema's Chains would be the buy here, though.
I can see that. Yep.
Like you, I don't even know who you would put it on. I guess the Kassadin.
I would say so.
Yeah, either that or maybe the Trundle. Depends on who's doing more damage to you. Because, like, realistically, the Kassadin's not trying to kill you. He's going for, like, the Samira and stuff.
Yep. Well, I was actually thinking of more the tenacity aspect of it. You want that Kassadin try to be locked down as much as possible.
Oh, true. Yeah, I forget about the tenacity. That's always a big deal.
But, well, that's not the case. Went Moggy Woggies, so...
But, like, I mean, we're seeing how big this Mountain Soul is for this team comp, right? Like, it's Ornn and Sejuani.
Maybe that's why he feels he can go Warmogs instead of something with their resistances.
Right. It's true. Like, the health is good, but, like, okay, but here's the thing, right? Like, if you go Anathema's Chains, you lose, like, 100 health.
Yeah.
But you gain the passive, so
all right,
anyway.
Ganondorf being locked down out in front, already fallen. His number one Simp with the kill. A nice Flea. We'll cut that
1 minute long death timers. Oh my gosh.
Goodness. Does have TP ready to go, however.
We're at that point in the game where any misstep, any death, it's so punishing.
Oh goodness. Okay.
And that's probably gonna be mid inhibitor. Possibly. Still 30 seconds left.
Yep.
They have Demolish.
With these Demolish procs. Don't use Demolish there. Nice. Good. You saved it. Okay.
Yeah, very, very good. You can take this turret. Just tank it. You're Ornn. You're Ornn. You have 400 reach resistance. Just tank it. Okay, maybe not.
And then maybe you have Infinite Duress and Aqua Prism locking you down under that turret, and then you're your frontliner out of the fight and everything. Yeah.
But,
Elder Dragon.
You do have Trudge. You do have Trudge there. Like.
Yep.
Okay. I guess they're just playing for this Elder. Yeah, they got to get established vision control. That ward lived somehow.
Solus is trying to back. Does have TP ready to go, so they can buy some time for that. That might be great.
Oh, but the Kassadin top lane. He's looking to end the game.
Yep.
They've got the supers, the huge minion wave.
Trudge has recalled. Trudge recalled. That's good.
That's horrible. You don't want Trudge to recall. Trudge is your DPS.
True,
but Trudge has no TP.
Well, yeah, I guess technically Ornn.
Kassadin is going to force a fight here. Trudge is not going to be there, and they just lose.
Bruh, moment.
Look, force a fight.
And there's the pillar to try to make sure Solus stays over here. The tidal wave will not land
Trudge is
anybody. Not a bad guy trying to get on. That's going to be not number one Simp bursted out of the fight or not. The ultimate keeping them alive. There's a shutdown. It's going to be Solus falling for the side of Shaman. Accelerate being shut down by the support, however. And it's practically even at this point. Trudge has rejoined the fight, and that's not going to be good for the side of Shogun. Here comes the Twin Fangs. It's going to be Ganondorf not falling. Nope. Petrifying Gaze will stun too, but it's not enough. Teleport channeled.
No Grievous wounds.
Turret is already down.
No Grievous on the Cassiopeia. Shame.
Smooch. All right. That's game.
Yep.
That's the end of it.
Yep. Oh. Oh, okay.
All right. Next is going down.
That was a great play
True.
from not a bad guy. Like,
Well, was it more of a great
Ornn,
play from not a
the
bad guy, or
Ornn,
more of a misplay from Solus for not being the one to go back?
yeah, I mean, or just Trudge just not having TP was just
Hmm.
maybe the misplay. I'm not sure because I don't know if exhaust actually helped him at all that game. Like he
Hmm.
still died to Warwick like 3 times early game.
Yeah, there's
Okay,
Samira
but
doing well.
damage turrets. Oh wow, Samira.
Watch
I'm surprised. I actually thought Kazuki would be way up there,
it. Hmm.
but well played, Samira.
Yep.
MVP.
Well, there's
Well, they lost, so probably
your
not
there's
MVP.
your Divine Sunderer Trundle out damaging your Cassidon.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean you're whacking on 2 tanks, so it makes
true.
sense. I mean you're
Uh,
getting like what 15% armor MR penetration, 12%
something like
max
that.
HP damage. Disgusting.
Yep. And
Plus
Trundle.
Trundle, you're already stealing their resistances.
Yep. Which helped Trundle tank 65,000 damage that game. Most of the game. So yeah, that's going to
Wow,
be
he tanked more than the Ornn or Sichuan. That's
yeah, more
crazy.
than goodness.
Wow, that's disgusting.
All right, but
Trundle
that's
into tanks, everybody.
Trundle's a tank. He can be a tank even when he builds Divine Sunder and Hydra and Sterix. Okay, nice meme. Shogun Hunter
Hey,
is gonna take
he doesn't need to build resistances when he can steal yours.
true. Yoink, gimme, gimme. Shogun Hunter is taking the series 2-1 over Big Duck Entourage Shaman. It will be Shogun Hunters keeping their record perfect, going 4-0 now over these past few weeks. The side of Shaman will be relegated down to 3-1. GG, well played to both games tonight. Both teams tonight, I would say, most definitely. Especially that last one, we saw a number of teeter-totter moments, which could have sent either team ahead, which saw both teams switching off who's ahead. But end of the day, possibly some lackluster macro play coming out from the red side leads to Shoguns taking it. That's going to do it for us here tonight. This is my first time casting a full 3-game series this season. I'm not sure about you, Mr. Wizard.
Yep, me
But
as well.
yes, full 3-game series and a 41-minute third game. You love to see it. So
Yes,
yes,
sir.
that's going to be it for us tonight. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night at 8 to catch Runeterra Academy's Week 4 Sophomore League match. And then, the usual, you know how it works around here. Friday freshmen, Saturday sophomores, Sunday juniors, Monday seniors, unless they flipped it like they did last season for some reason. But to my knowledge, that's how it is. 8 o'clock every night. My name is Tajgar, or Taj for short, joined by a wee wizard on the desk. We'd like to thank you all very much for coming out and watching tonight. I saw we hit 50 viewers. Big pog for that. And we hope you all have a very nice night.